The Bearcats are now 2-0, and the next test is against Waggener, a team that has only played one game so far this year. They lost last week 25-14 to an Iroquois team that hadn't won a game in 2011. Waggener, though, is a much improved team compared to last year. This is a team that is big up front, very similar to a Division II college line. They have a new offense that will better utilize the talent that they possess. Although majority of their time on offense is spent in the spread formation, they will occasionally fall back to their old wing sets as well. Their number one priority is getting the ball in the hands of their playmaker, number 5, Marquise Nelson, a 5'11", 170-pound junior who is indisputably the best athlete on Waggener's team. Wagner's strong point is their defense. With the addition of Coach Redmond, we will have a real threat of learning how to block such massive players. Our offense will have a good test tonight in which we will see more of a passing game and possibly some new plays that Coach Jones will pull out of his playbook. It's the Bearcats against the Wildcats and proves to be a real cat fight tonight. And, of course, we haven't seen the remnants yet of Isaac, but Hurricane Isaac's on its way. Hopefully it won't rain tonight. And, folks, this is Michael Bennett coming to you from the campus of Waggener High School here in Louisville, Kentucky. Alongside me tonight is my good friend Bob Holtgrave. Good to see you, Bob.
Michael, how the heck are you? You look better today than the last game we did.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Well, no, you look great then, but I tell you what, you're really looking good tonight.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I tell you, Mickey, last time you were up here with me, and but last week, I tell you, we came out without a problem. First play on the line of scrimmage, Tommy Stafiri takes it for a long touchdown, and that seemed to dictate pretty much the whole game right there.
Yeah, it was a nice run by Tommy Stafiri. You know, Isaiah Brents didn't play in the last game, and I think in talking to Coach Jones, he said that, you know, if you don't practice Monday through Thursday, you don't get to play on Friday, and he held to his word and set Isaiah out. I hope Isaiah's playing tonight because we're going to need him. This looks like a pretty big Waggener team.
Well, Isaiah is playing tonight. In fact, he's been practicing since last Tuesday, but he couldn't practice the week before. I talked to Coach Herrick before last week's game, and he said, listen, Isaiah's ankles were just about to kill him, and there's no way he could perform whatsoever. They put him in special teams in a practice, and he couldn't hardly run down 5 yards. But this week, he's looked really good in practice, been in every scrimmage this week in practice, and has looked really good. So you're right, we'll need his running game, even though Tommy Stafiri and Jordan Duff were able to come in and really put in some great plays, put a lot of yardage on the statistic pad. But the one nice thing that came out of last week's game as well is that we had our first 100-yard rusher of the year, and that was Tommy Stafiri, and it's come early this year.
He almost got it on the first carry.
Yes, he did, without a doubt. Some of the things that Coach Jones had mentioned to me this week, he liked the fact that, again, we jumped out early in Atherton. We took care of business in the first half. We were up 38-0 over Atherton, and the best part of that is that now you're sitting your players for the second half of the game, which makes it very simple that, hey, we're going to rest our players and keeps them from getting any kind of fluke injuries, which will helpfully keep them healthy throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's good to rest them, and sometimes it's good to get them some playing time, too. I know Robert Schultz only put the ball in the air 5 times last week, and in talking to my sons, Robert wasn't real happy about that, but, I think Coach Jones did what he had to do. He had to be respectful of Atherton and not running up the score. So he went pretty conservative there at the end, and that meant not many throws for Robert.
Well, and I think, but to Coach Jones' defense, sure, Robert was unhappy, but we need him when it comes playoff time. But believe it or not, Bob, there is no difference comparing it to last year's statistics to this year's statistics. Robert in 2011 threw for 348 yards at this point.
Yep.
With 2 games in the season. He had a completion rate of 43%, 4 TDs. In 2012, which I found really interesting, his average yard is right there at the same as last year, 344 yards. He has more TDs, 1 more TD than last year, and he's completing the ball far better than he did last year with 68% completion rate and no sacks.
Right.
So as far as Robert being upset, I can't give an explanation for that, or if he was. I don't know for a fact. I didn't see it. But But it's you shouldn't be upset about anything because he's getting the same results.
Yeah, and I think upset is not the right word. Maybe disappointed didn't get thrown. I don't want to throw Robert under the bus,
Well, and I think the rushing is another thing to talk about, too. In 2011, for 4-yard carry average and 3 TDs. In 2012, we are triple that, 248 yards rushing with a 10-yard carry average with 8 TDs. I mean, we need a more balanced offense. That's what's going to keep these defenses really off balance and back on their heels because, quite honestly, they don't know how KCD is going to attack that defense. So it's fun to see this offense, a spread offense, and going from a passing to a running to quick plays. It's going to be a good game tonight.
Well, I tell you what, it's interesting. You take a look. If we can run the ball today against this team, I look at a couple guys on this Waggener team, and I tell you what, these guys could be lining up Sunday in that U of L UK game. There's a Deshaun Gaines that's a 6'3", 285 defensive tackle.
Yeah.
There's Uriah English. He's a 6'1", 275-pound defensive tackle. These guys are mammoth. There's Brandon Bird, 6'5", 240. So, we're talking about, these guys are all listed to play on the defensive line. I mean, that's a defensive line that we're going to see, size-wise at least, that you would see in Division II or Division I football.
Absolutely. But the difference maker here is if we let them up early and get a lead, we're going to have some problems. But if we take care of business in the beginning of the game, it shouldn't be a problem because here's the reasoning: they're not a very well in shape type team.
Okay.
Those players are big, but they're slow, and they're good in the beginning. But the more you get into the ball game, the slower they get, and the more out of the game and out of touch that they'll be. So really, the player to watch though tonight is number 23, Chris Henderson. He's a 5'10", 190-pound senior. He's a really strong runner, and he runs hard. He's basically a player.
Well, it's I'm looking forward to it. We need to. I tell you what, I think if you. Provided we get the win, I think if you could ask Coach Jones what he'd really like to have is he'd like to have a game that goes into the fourth quarter where we're playing the starters the whole time and we get some pretty good competition. So it's funny, Michael. I did the chain gang the last time that we played these guys, and I did it over at KCD, and the level of athletes that was on the Waggener team was unbelievable. At the end, you're standing over there and you're looking at these guys, how fast and big they are, and you just can't believe that we could play with them. And we came out on top last time. So let's see what happens this time.
Well, a couple of the other players that I'd like for everyone to watch tonight. Number 26, he's by far the biggest person I've seen, not as far as his weight, but he's massive. He's just basically a grown man. He's 6'4", 225 junior. He's a very big and strong receiver. He will also play tight end and play linebacker as well. And then the best player on the team is number 5, as I mentioned in my introduction, Marquise Nelson's 5'11", 170-pound junior. He's a cat. He has speed, so it's going to be tough to really track him down and bring him down. He's one of those players that they try to throw the ball to him and let him come up with his own type of play.
Well, you see him coming onto the field. It looks like Nelson looks like an athlete. Aaron Partee, I guess is the way you say it. He looks like an athlete. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. It'll be interesting to see how well Wagner's coached. Let's see what happens here.
Well, the captains for tonight's game on the KCD side, Jacob Pfeiffer, number 54, Cam Cameron.
Cam Sample.
Cam Sample. Cam Cameron used to be the coach at the IU, but 54, Cam Sample. Number 78, Emilio Estevez. And my good friend kicking, number 25, David Holtgrave. Officials for tonight's game, at referee, Todd Skaggs. Umpire, John Carnwright. Linesman, Dennis Criddle. Line judge, Maurice Pierre. And back judge, Julian Finley. So we've got about 4.5 minutes before the start of the kickoff in the ball game. And
Michael, I'll tell you, Emilio's really going to appreciate. He's going to hope that he has Emilio Estevez's money, but that's Emilio's Zayas.
I don't know why I keep doing that.
It sounds good, though.
It's only a compliment. I mean, even last night, I'm having dinner with my family, and I'm telling him, I can't call Emilio Zayas Estevez anymore. Of course, my boys are laughing at me, but that's just kind of the way it goes. So,
well, you know, that's an interesting story on Emilio. David came back from football practice, and he told me that they were concerned that he had hurt his knee badly enough that he might not be able to play the rest of the season. They were concerned that he had ACL or something. So I'm glad to see he's out on the field and playing. So that is really, really good news for the Bearcats. He's one of our best interior linemen.
Well, it appears that the Waggener Wildcats have won the toss. And they've elected to receive the first half. So don't see that too much in high school football. You mentioned the injuries, Bob.
Yes.
There's only one injury, and it's a really disappointing one for Coach Jones. Jack Pike is not going to be able to play, and he's been really strong on the special teams for them. He's really created a lot of pressure and a lot of tackles for that special teams. But the biggest highlight of the special teams is a guy that you might know, number 25, David Holtgrave. Coach Jones is really proud of him because of the fact that he's kicked the ball into the end zone. Rooting for the blue and white, and that's
you're going to be rooting for the blue and white again on Sunday too.
Well, yes and no. I tell you, it's going to be a long year, I'm afraid, for the Wildcats. So we're going to take a quick break as they play the national anthem. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Starting lineups for tonight's game for the Bearcats. Number 4, Isaiah Brents, senior, 5'10", 196 pounds. Number 9, Robert Schultz. Number 23, Jordan Duff, junior, 5'8", 150 pounds, the most electric player on the team. Which I was not approving of his attire before this ball game, as he had a U of L jersey on.
Did he really? All right.
Number 24, Benton C. Senior.
Ben's been playing well.
Yes, he has. Number 33, Tommy Staferi, junior. Number 54, Cam Sample, senior. Number 56, Collier Clay. Number 64, Alan Papalia. Number 78, Emilio Zayas. Number 81, Travis Abrams. And number 88, Khalil Wilson. Oh, big run right here by Waggener. This is tough right here. Take that ball all the way down to the 42-yard line. Ball is carried by number 4, Kevin Birdsong. So that ball is going to be marked. Looks like around the 42-yard line will be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. As we take a first look at the Bearcat defense tonight, which was really the one thing Coach Jones said is that he was very proud of the defense last week. First week they were a little shaky against Shawnee, but last week against Atherton they played as a team. They hit hard, ready, hard-nosed football, played great defense last week. So on the defensive side, you're going to have number 4, Isaiah Brents. Number 23, Jordan Duff. Number 33, Tommy Staferi. Number 44, Evan Mock, who had a huge game last week. He led tackles on defensive side. Number 54, Cam Sample. Number 56, Collier Clay. That's the player right there. They're going to rely on quite a bit here. Number 5, Marquis Nelson. There's a penalty flag on the last play. Not sure. I didn't see anything going on there. That was a late flag.
It looked like a little bit of extracurricular activity there. I think it might be a personal foul there on Waggener. It may have been a late hit. So let's see what they call here.
Well, with the rest of the starting defense, it's going to be number 58, Sam Yu. Most surprising player on the defensive side this year. Number 78, Emilio Zayas. Number 81, Travis Abrams. Number 88, Khalil Wilson. And number 89, Josh Spurrier. So that's your starting lineup for the Bearcats tonight.
That was a personal foul on Waggener there. So good defense the first play. You know, the line did a nice job of the line did a nice job of really sealing up the running play there, and then a little bit of extracurricular activity. So I think we're going to be should be 1st and 25 here.
Yeah, they're taking it all the way back to the 23-yard line, which really puts Waggener in a hole already first in this ball game. So I see the defense come in here and play some hard-nosed football as they did last week.
Looks like Tyrone Stollard is a quarterback for Waggener, Michael.
Yeah, not a very good passer. He's pretty much an average passer. And, of course, that was going out to number 5, Marquis Nelson. So another penalty right there. So 2 plays, 2 penalties. I'm not sure if this is going to be against the Bearcats or not this time, though.
So we're 2 for 3 on penalties. At least there wasn't a penalty on the kickoff there. So
it's taken a little while to talk about this one. I'm not sure what the confusion is.
This could be a. They may decline this. This could be a illegal formation or maybe a legal procedure of some sort. So
it's already
the Bearcats. It's an incomplete pass. It's already 3rd and 25. I don't know why you would take this penalty.
It wouldn't prove anything. You're absolutely correct. I mean, you already got him back in a hole. Take the down. And go from there and get the ball quickly. But a lot of discussion there, and I not quite sure what's going on. So I tell you what, they are big. I mean, you've got a couple of players out there.
Delay a game, Michael, so the penalty I don't think happened. So I think they're going to have to take that one.
Waggener runs a spread offense. Again, their running game is very average to poor. So passing game, they complete some passes. Of course, we saw the first pass right there that was incomplete. But it's just a team that has a lot of real issues that needs to try and overcome them. They got a tough way to go, especially losing to Iroquois last week, who hadn't won a game all year in 2011. Really? So,
well, it's interesting. You look at their sideline, and they've got a lot of players. And from a visual perspective, you would think they got some talent over there. It's
Isaiah. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Bob. Isaiah Brents and Tommy Staferi with the tackle right there, so they're able to contain their number 5, Marquis Nelson. So it's going to be 4th down. So you're going to see their punt team come in as number 88, Khalil Wilson, goes back to the 40-yard line awaiting the punt. So with 10:30 left in the first quarter, Bearcats are about to receive the ball, and we're going to see that offense come in here and hopefully take that ball right down the field. It's a shame for Waggener because they had a good return right there.
They had a great return.
Had some great field position, just wasn't able to take care of it with the penalties.
Oh, bad snap. Oh, he's going to run it. And Cam Sample really puts the whipping on him.
Big tackle right there. Bearcats look like they're going to take over on the 18-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats as number 9, Robert Schultz, gets ready to check in for the first time tonight. So we're going to see a couple of new things tonight. Coach Jones had mentioned to me that there might be some new plays out of his playbook that he's going to install in this ball game. So I can't help but look at the Waggener W tonight. It looks like the Washington Nationals.
It does, doesn't it? I thought you were an American League guy.
Very much an American League guy. I'm a Tampa Bay Ray fan. So I got a good friend of mine listening tonight from Arizona. He's a neighbor of my father's down in Florida. Pass is going to be complete. Touchdown, Bearcats. Way to put the score right there on the board. Robert had a beautiful pass. Little delay in call there from the official, but it is a touchdown. Bearcats take the lead right there all the way down to the goal line. Benton C was able to catch that ball with 9:39 left in the first quarter. Bearcats are up 6-0. David Holtgrave gets ready to check in for the point after attempt.
Yeah, Michael, a little out and up playing, and the cornerback for Waggener bit. And when Benton turned it up, he was all alone. Really, really easy. So,
number 88, Khalil Wilson checks in for the holding, the point after attempt from David Holtgrave. Beautiful kick. I almost kicked it all the way out of the stadium, but long snapper Travis Abram does his job, gets it to Khalil, and David puts it in for the first score. Bearcats are leading 9:39 in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. This is Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Welcome back, Bearcat fans. Michael Bennett coming to you from the campus of Waggener High School in Louisville, Kentucky. The sun is out, even though the remnants of Isaac is on its way. So we'll see that pretty soon or tonight, starting tomorrow. But Bob Holtgrave, good way for the offense to come out here and score quickly.
Yeah, a little bit better kickoff here, but did not break the plane. So they're going to return it again. Coverage a lot better this time. It looks like they're going to get it out to about the 20-yard line, Mike.
Isaiah Brents just missed him, but it looked like number 70, Ben Rice, came up there and took care of the business, got him down, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Waggener from the 20-yard line. So they didn't gain anything from that return right there. Yeah, it was just a little short, which is unusual for my good friend Gravy.
Yeah, he's. I'm sure that leg's a little sore from playing a little soccer today. So
absolutely, I'm sure it is as well, especially since unfortunately the Bearcats go down in soccer to the arch rival Collegiate 4-0.
Yeah, the evil empires we call them.
That's right.
They're good and dirty. They are good though.
Number 13, Tyrone Stallard checks in again. He's going to be keeping it. He's going to run all the way out for a 5-yard gain. Tackle's going to be now by number 44, Evan Mock, and number 78 as we get another flag on the play. But Emilio Zayas. Evan didn't have any tackles the first game, but I tell you what, he made up for it with the Atherton game. Led tackles last week with 8.
Yeah,
and really stepped it up for that sophomore.
It looks like another personal foul on Waggener. Looked like there was this little bit of a little pushing match there between a Waggener player and Collier Clay.
Did you see it?
I did,
I
yes.
did not. Okay.
I did. Well, Collier Clay has really, really played well. You know, he's always played on the offensive line. I think this is the first year where he's gotten significant minutes on the defensive line, and he's been a force up there for the Bearcats.
Well, I know first-year coach for Waggener, Daniel McDonald's not going to be too happy with the way his team's not having the personal fouls against the Bearcats so far. Really puts them in a hole. This is going to be 2nd and 20 for the Wildcats of Waggener. Khalil does a nice job right there putting him down. It's going to be going for a gain of about, looks like 2 yards. We'll call it 2 yards. It's going to be marked on the 15-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and long.
Yeah, Michael, it's going to be interesting. If there is no threat to pass, and you can bring Khalil Wilson up from the cornerback spot and Jordan Duff from safety and Josh Spurrier up, boy, it is really going to be hard for them to run the ball. So, you know, they're going to have to find some variety in this offense, or it could be a long night for Waggener.
Well, you're correct, because that's what's going to happen on the defensive side for the Bearcats. They're going to be able to cheat a little more because of the fact you won't see very good passing on their side of the ball. So that allows us to do that. Now, again, you've got to watch they're a quick player, as you see 4 wide receivers to the far side on the left-hand side. Now, almost keeper, but it's going to go incomplete.
It looks like Evan Mock was on that one. Looked like Stalliard was trying to get it out to Marquise Nelson. So incomplete pass.
It's going to be 4th down now for the Wildcats. Bearcats getting ready to check it back in on offense. Khalil Wilson's going to come all the way back to the 45-yard line of the Wildcats, ready for the punt to come in. Their punter for the Wildcats is Cavanti Cox, who's a 5'11", 180-pound junior.
Much better snap this time. Oh, and it's blocked.
And it's not going to go very far. It looks like it's going to be marked.
Yeah, it looks like Alan
Papaya
Papaya got his hands on that one. It looked like from here, Michael.
Well, it's surprising. There wasn't any kind of blocking. So you had 4 Bearcats ready to block that ball. And I'm not sure if they touched it or not. It was pretty close.
Yeah,
I don't see how they missed it. I think they were afraid to hit the kicker.
Yeah, I think they had to touch it because it looked like there was contact with their punter. So if they didn't touch it, it would have been roughing the kicker. So
Right.
So let's see if Robert puts it up again.
Lone setback's going to be Isaiah Brents. As it's going to be a run play. He's got a lot of room out there. Great blocking. He's down to the 5-yard line. He might be forced out of bounds, but he's still moving close to the goal line, but they're going to call him just short on the 1-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Bearcats. As Isaiah Brents, nice to see that fresh body back into the ball game running.
Well, there was, Mike, I think you or I could have gotten around that corner and gotten 8 or 12 yards. There was nobody there.
Well, the nice job that the Bearcats did out there, they had 3 guys blocking, and you're right, they had a lot of room to move out there. A Mack truck could have gotten that far, as it's going to be 1st and goal for the Bearcats. Not much room right there. Wildcat line does a nice job of plugging those holes, so Isaiah, it looks like it's going to be no gain on the play. So it'll be 2nd and goal. 8:15 left in this first quarter. Bearcats already leading 7-0. I tell you, the clouds are starting to clear up somewhat. The sun's still out just a little bit, but again, if you're outside the Louisville area, the remnants of Hurricane Isaac is on its way here, going to put a real damper on the Labor Day weekend.
All right, Michael, let's see if Khalil Wilson gets the ball here. Nope.
Jordan's got it. He's going to go walk into the end zone for a score. Bearcats take a lead right now with 7:46 in the first quarter, 13-0, as David Holtgrave checks in for the point after attempt. Nice job right there. I think it fooled that whole line right there. Didn't know Jordan was going to get the ball, and Robert did a nice job of handing that ball off to him because it was a quick exchange.
That's the first misdirection play I've seen out of the Bearcats from a running perspective in a long time, at least in the 3 or 4 years that we've been coming to the game. So it was a nice play.
The officials have happy flags tonight, so we've got another penalty on the even before the play starts.
It's like a sideline violation there on Waggener. So
I can't imagine calling that this early in the ball game, but evidently they've already given him some warning so far this ball game. But hate to see that kind of stuff, quite honestly. To me, that's almost a wasted call. Khalil puts it down. It's good. Bearcats take a lead, 14-0, 7:46 left in the first quarter. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network, being brought to you by Merrill Lynch.
Watching a live broadcast on IHA by 852 FX. Be ready, fall in, game on.
One, two, three, come on now. Let's get it from the
yeah. 852 FX. Be ready, fall in.
.com. Bluegrass Medical, all one word, at hotmail.com. And there you're going to see a touchback right there as David Holtgrave hits it all the way to the end zone. So the Wildcats are going to take over on their own 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. See, that saves the team right there.
Oh, yeah.
Special teams, and unfortunately, when you lose one of your best tacklers, Jack Pike, on the special teams, it's going to be a real difference maker for us, not having to tackle anybody.
You know, Jack Pike played in the JV game on Monday, Michael, and you know, he had a splint on his finger. Did Coach Jones give you an idea what the injury was?
It's a hand injury.
Yeah.
He didn't get any more specific.
Yeah, it's
than that.
probably the same thing.
And the possibility is he might have to have surgery. We're hoping not, but obviously, but the possibility is there. So certainly hope that doesn't happen. He's been wearing a cast in the past game, so we'll see what the defense does here again. It's going to be a pass. It's complete. Nice tackle.
Yeah, it looks
right
like
here.
Birdsong caught that one for Waggener.
Yeah, he did a nice job. Got all the way out to the outside, and number 88, Khalil Wilson, and number 44, Evan Mott, combined on the tackle right there, but play's going to be good for a first down Wildcats. The ball's going to be marked at the 30-yard line, 7:30 left in the first quarter. Again, the Bearcats are leading 14-0. But let me know you're listening. If you'd like to have any shout-outs, bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. Don't hesitate. I'm happy to do it. So, you know, I'm doing the JV, or no, 7th and 8th grade game last night, and I kind of got ridiculed just because of the fact the game was out of hand. And I'm watching.
Were we on the positive side?
Oh, very much
Good.
so. And I do love technology today. I'm able to watch the Rays on my iPhone as the ball game's going on. That pass is going to go way over the head of Marquise Nelson.
I think Bill Beam was on the reception of that pass, Michael.
No, correct.
Right there, the legendary special teams coach of the KCD Bearcats, right. Billy Beam.
And statistician, legendary statistician.
Oh, yeah.
So that's Leonard Nelson, who that was intended for, number 3. He's a 5'11", 150-pound sophomore for the Wildcats. Ball remains there on the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 10. I like the way the fact that Khalil and Jordan Duff really talk to each other in that defense, trying to. Oh, you're going to see Cam Newton go all the way up there, but it's not Cam. We all know it's Cam Sample. As that ball goes incomplete, it's going to be third down.
Cam Newton and Emilio Estevez could star in a movie.
Well, it's a compliment. They're both good-looking guys.
Yeah. Fine young men.
Yes, they are. One of the things that they did here at Waggener, they just hired the infamous Coach Redmond, obviously been coaching around the Louisville area for years. He's the father of Chris Redmond, who I believe was just released by the Falcons. But,
was he really?
Yes, and but he's coaching here now. Just picked him up Tuesday. He was helping out, then now he's officially the coach here. Nice run right there. Didn't have much room. Number 23, Chris Henderson. Does a nice job right there.
So Bob Redmond is like a consultant to Waggener, or is he going to help him coach?
He is the head defensive coach for Waggener. He just
is
came
he
on
really?
Tuesday.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a little tough job here for him, just coming in Tuesday, and obviously can't get much going on the defensive side, running new plays or his style of defense by just a few days later. So Khalil Wilson checks in again to receive the kick. Isaiah Brent's about to run out there. Not quite sure what's happening there, but he's quickly running back. Not a really good kick right there. It's going to go out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats on their own 44-yard line. This game's being brought to you by Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Certainly do appreciate them sponsoring tonight's game. We always appreciate Kevin Stammerman and the job he does with iHigh and 852 FX, and certainly do appreciate the fact he brought along the Verizon 4G LTE mobile internet.
Michael, 22 yards on that punt for Waggener.
6:16 left in this first quarter. Bearcats are taking the ball for the 3rd time tonight. First 2 possessions scored right away. Going to be a pass right there out to Jordan Duff. Beautiful fake right there. He might be going all the way. He is. He's down to the 10. 5, touchdown Bearcats. Bearcats now up 20-0 over the Wildcats of Waggener.
Well,
that was quick.
Yeah, he is one kind of elusive.
Yes,
so, Michael,
we've
we've had 3 scoring drives, one first drive was 1 play. Our second drive was 3 plays. And our third scoring drive is 1 play. So
yeah,
that's pretty good offensive efficiency there for Coach Jones.
Absolutely. And I tell you, I think Robert might be a little disappointed again tonight because, he's going to be taken out. There's no need to keep somebody with his talent in a ball game for very long. You save them. That's why so many people get frustrated in the as David Holtgrave gets ready to kick the point after attempt. It's good, 21-0. But so many people get frustrated at the end of. We'll stay here, Kevin Stammerman, but get frustrated at the end of the NFL football seasons because you see so many coaches save their players. At least the teams obviously are going to the playoffs. They keep their players fresh by keeping them out of the game, and it's not fair to the fans. But obviously the goal in every team is to win, and we want to get as far as we can this year because we want to be able to beat the teams that beat us last year. Carroll County is next week.
That'll be a good game.
We want to keep the key players fresh. So obviously Robert's one of those. Khalil Wilson's one of those. Jordan Duff is one of those. Isaiah Brents. And it gets a good learning experience for the young players. That's one thing Coach Jones has been very pleased with. In fact, I talked to Coach Green this week as well. He's happy that the young players get in, and they're able to get some experience out here in varsity football so that when it's their time to be out here on the field, they've got a lot of play time, and they're not intimidated by coming to these ball games.
I would definitely agree.
Now, don't expand too much now.
I know. Well, I'm a man of many words, Michael.
I've never known you to be silent, including your wife, Katie. My gosh.
Well, Michael, listening down in Naples are Katie's parents, David Long and Judy Long. Dave Long is a former football player at U of L. He wore number 62. In fact, he may have even had his jersey retired for all I know.
Oh, that's terrific. Congratulations. And Ben Rice is going to slam him down right there about the 8-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. That's 2 short kicks there for David Holtgrave. So I guess he wants the special teams to have a little play time out there.
Yeah, that one was short and mishit. So
that's okay. You're right. He just came from the losing side of a soccer game against the arch rival Collegiate.
Easy.
So we can give him a little
bit of leeway.
Absolutely. Bearcats check in on defense again. Trips out to the left for the Wildcats. Real spread offense. You think they're going to pass. We'll have to see. No, it's going to be a keeper. A little bit of a hold right there. Got away with it, but he's going to be forced out of bounds by number 44, Evan Mock. Not much of a gain. Looks like it's going to be a gain about 3 yards. So it's going to be Evan Mock's getting active again tonight, Bob.
Yeah, Evan Mock's a great little player. I mean, he's a sophomore, and
yes,
and of the underclassmen, they had the off-season conditioning awards, and Evan cashed in on a couple of those. He's in very, very good shape. He was a heck of a wrestler. I don't know if he's still wrestling. That's one thing KC does not have as a wrestling team, but Evan Mock is a great athlete, and he's a very good football player.
Now this time we've got trips out to the right. As it's going to be a pass this time out to number 5, Marquise Nelson. He's going to run to the opposite side. Not much room right there. In fact, he's going to go down for a loss of about a yard. No, more than that. He's going to go down for a loss of 6 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he tried to reverse the field, and Isaiah Brents was pretty disciplined there, and it's one thing nice about having Isaiah Brents playing linebacker or defensive line. He's as fast as anybody on the field. He just kind of caught him and crushed him.
Oh, they gave him a nice spot. So they said loss of 4 right there. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11 for Waggener. As they've got number 23 as a lone setback. That's Chris Henderson. But it's going to be run out to a pass. He's got it out there. It's going to be complete, but he's going to be falling
Looks like
short.
It's going to be right on the line there. It's going to be close.
I think he's going to be short right there as I see the referee mark the ball on the sideline.
That was a KCD mark right there. That would look a little. Oh, no, they're giving the first down.
Oh, they are giving it to him. Okay.
They didn't even measure.
Never mind.
From our perspective, it looks like he was short and got a bad mark, but they went in and gave him the first down.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, we need to get the defense out there. You know, one of the things, Coach Jones, and you mentioned it earlier, Bob, is that it'd be nice to see this team have a 48-minute game.
No, absolutely.
We need to see what they're going to do with adversity. If they get down by a touchdown, how are they going to respond? Because next week, that's going to be one of our tougher games. And, of course, the game we all look forward to is the end of the season, Holy Cross, which is a different team this year as well.
Yep.
Since they've lost a lot of their talent.
Oh, did Carroll County lose a lot of players, Michael?
I'm not sure about Carroll County, but Holy Cross
Holy
did.
Cross.
So it's going to be a fumble on the play. It is. Bearcats take over, so it's going to be first down Bearcats as they take over on the Wildcat 18-yard line, 1st and 10 Bearcats. Too many cats right here. I like all these cats.
I know. You know, Michael, going back to Holy Cross, you know, Holy Cross was a team that our guys are really excited about playing, but I tell you what, they better not look past them because we went out to that JV game and they put a whipping on our JV team. And, you know, the one thing about Holy Cross is they're extremely well coached and they always have good athletes and good interior linemen. So
there's the quick pitch. That's one of the new plays he wanted to put in tonight. 33, Thomas Ferry's got it. He's got a little room to go. He's still going.
Oh, wow.
Touchdown, Bearcats. Bearcats now take a commanding lead, 27-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Another one-play drive there, Michael.
That's right. Another one-play drive. Well, it's not looking too fair for the opposing team, but I sure am happy for the Bearcats. It's going to allow us to rest these players second half and get ready for
we
the
just
Carroll
went
County
for two,
game.
Michael. So the Bearcats lined up and they were getting ready to slide they had their center over the ball, and then they had their offensive line all the way to the left, and Tommy Staferi so they just snapped it to Khalil Wilson and threw it to Tommy Staferi for a 2-point conversion, 29-0. You know, and that's one of those things, Michael. You know, a lot of people will watch a game like this and they'll think it's running up the score, and it's not that. It's an automatic read. It's you know, if they put that guy all the way out on the far side and they don't mark him, they're gonna call it's an automatic play.
Well, we've got to keep our first team in there. We've got to keep running because you're right. It's not running the score up. Now, come second half, it'll be a different story. But first half, I mean, all bets are off. Coaches expect it because of the fact, hey, we got to see what we can do with the personnel that we have, and we've got to practice. This is a game situation. We have to get that experience in game situations so that we can get better. And hopefully by the time we play the better teams, we've gotten some experience with these plays, and the plays will succeed.
Yep. There's another long response.
Exactly. Great comeback, Bob.
I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
Trying to think of the movie that used to be out, and the announcer from Cleveland used to play baseball. What was Major League? And,
Charlie Sheen?
And Charlie Sheen was in it, but who was the
Tim
announcer?
McCarver?
Who was the announcer?
Tim McCarver?
No. In the movie.
Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker. Of course,
there's a better kick.
He's going to return
like
it.
That broke the plane there, but they let him bring it out.
Oh, nice tackle
Ben
again
Rice
by
on
Ben
a nice
Rice.
Play.
Ball's going to be marked on the, looks like about the 18-yard line. So it's going to be, the 14-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. As the defense checks in again, we're seeing the offense more on the defense. It's actually trying to clear up, typically looking like remnants of a hurricane, with the sun coming out for a little bit. Then I've actually got a rain suit in the car.
Oh, do you really? Well, we're undercover here, so that's one thing good about the press box here at Waggener.
Exactly. Unfortunately, we're exposed at the KCD football field, but I like being up there because of the fact that you get a lot of air and it's going to be complete right there. Oh, what a nice! Evan wasn't able to bring him down, but Cam Sample's able to get there. Number 54, put him down. That pass was complete to number 15, Max Hooks. Max Hooks is a senior, 5'10", 165 pounds. Evan almost had him. He had his arms wrapped around him. I mean, you can't complain that he wasn't able to get him down. But Max Hooks, he really put his nose to the ground.
Yeah,
and
he
just
fought for that yardage,
yes,
didn't
he
he?
did a nice job. So that play is good for a first down.
It's getting first down of the game, so it looks like they got the ball just about the 24-yard line. So
3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Ball's going to be marked on the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats. Tyrone Staller gets ready. It's going to be drop pat right there. He's got some room to run. Ben Rice and Evan Mock are after him. And, nice tackle right there.
Josh Spurrier on that tackle.
Exactly. 89. Josh Spurrier does a nice job out there, able to contain him, keep him from going to the outside.
Absolutely. Josh Spurrier is really he's transformed his body. He's much bigger, much stronger, and, he's doing a nice job out there at cornerback. Right, Michael?
You are correct.
Oh, I was waiting for a yes.
Well, at least I put 3 words in.
That's right.
Well, if you're listening out there, please let us know. Email me at bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. I'd love to give a shout-out for you. Let us know where you're listening from, bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. Last week, we had several people down in Florida, to Texas, Connecticut, Georgia. That ball's going to be incomplete, intended for number 30. Is that right? No, 32. And the best part about it, I don't have a name for him. So,
yeah, there's several guys on the Waggener team that don't have numbers. So, or there's not a number. There's not a name in reference to the number.
2:26 left as we await Wagner's next play, as it's 3rd down, 8 to go on Wagner's own 26-yard line. Nice cool breeze tonight. Sad to see the sun setting earlier. I will tell you that.
What, you really notice it in the morning now, how it remains dark till 7:15 or so. I think that's Bob Redmond in the end zone down there watching this game, Michael.
Pass is going to be complete to number 7, Terrence Weaver. He's a freshman, 6'1", 175 pounds.
It's a nice game there for the Waggener Wildcats.
Yeah, I believe that's what their second or third first down of the ball game. So the ball is going to be marked right at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, they've had 2 or 3 personal foul calls. They've had to delay a game. They've had
you're right.
They've really put themselves in a hole and in bad field position. So they're getting a couple first downs. And, maybe their offense is getting a little bit of momentum here.
Well, maybe, or we're just getting a little on the board side, leading with 150 left in the first quarter, 29-0. So, looking for a long pass out there. It's going to be overthrown. Khalil did a nice job. That's the man right there, number 26, Deshaun Standard.
Well, he's a big kid, isn't he?
They have him listed as 5'7", but
he's
6'4".
Yeah, I think your sheet at the beginning of the game was correct. He looks 6'4", 220, 225.
At least. Very Cam Newton-ish because of his size right there.
Absolutely.
And, he would be a tough boy to put down. Now, I don't know if he
was open there.
Yeah, he was open for a second. Then Khalil was able to get back in there and make sure if it was caught, he could make a play and try to knock it out of his hands. But fortunately for us, that was overthrown. That's going to be complete. Beautiful pass.
Beautiful
right
pass
there.
And beautiful throw.
Yeah. Number 13, Tyrone Stallard, threw that all the way down to 26. Deshaun Standard tackles by Josh Spurrier right there. Josh just kind of let him go right there. 1:41 left. The ball's going to be marked on the 21-yard line of the Bearcats. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. That was a beautiful pass. Right on target.
It's a nice pass, nice catch, and quite honestly, it wasn't bad defense by Josh Spurrier. It was just a well-executed play for Waggener.
Have a nice little email from a good friend of mine named Matt Evans. Keep up the good job. I certainly do appreciate you saying I have a sexy voice. So, and let me tell you, my voice. So, It's going to be complete. Number 32. It's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. So that's going to be the first score with 1:12 left.
Yeah, I'd like to give credit for, 32, we don't have a reference for his name, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his name is, unfortunately, but it was definitely number 32. But unfortunately, it looks like they're, with the two passes right there, they're trying to pick on Josh Spurrier.
And they're going for two here, so.
Yeah. So they're going to come in for a 2-point conversion as number 13, Tyrone Stallard, stays in the ball game. Lone setback is number 23, Chris Henderson. But there is a flag on the play, obviously going to be against Waggener. It's going to be false start against Waggener. So we'll see if they decide to kick it this time, or if they are going to still stay with 2 points.
I think they're going to keep the same squad on the field. You know, they may not have someone that they're comfortable with kicking the extra point. So.
With 1:12 left, Wildcats should just have their first score. 29-6 is the score. Bearcats are on top. As Tyrone Standard awaits the play call from the coaching staff on the sidelines for the Wildcats.
It's taking them a little bit of time to get out of the huddle here. It's
yeah, I can see the
close.
The back judge. He was staring at his clock watch to make certain they get this play off, but evidently they're going to get it off. He's still taking it off. They didn't. You're right.
After getting a penalty for illegal procedure, you should be able to get set and hopefully get a play in and avoid a delay game penalty.
Well, believe it or not, in the backfield, you're not allowed to put a blanket on the field and create a picnic site. You do have to call for the ball. I don't have any way to respond to this. First-year coach here, and unfortunately he's struggling just a little bit with his new team here at Waggener.
All right, so looks like they got the ball around the 12 or 13-yard line, and they're still going to try for the 2-point conversion.
Coach McDonald was he was 23 years old, was an assistant coach at Bullitt East last season.
Oh,
so
great.
That's going to be complete, but it's going to be knocked out of his hands by Tommy Staffieri. Nice job, as the 2-point conversion is not good. So score will remain 29-6 for the Bearcats. We're going to take a quick break. This game's being brought to you by Merrill Lynch. Specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network. With 1:12 left in the first quarter, Bearcats are leading 29-6. Coach McDonald came from Bullitt East as an assistant coach, 23 years old, and he's actually, I believe, the youngest coach in the state of Kentucky, high school coach, that is. So he's got a tough road on his hands here at Waggener.
Yeah, he's got. I tell you what, though, Michael. The one thing that's nice is he's got plenty of numbers. It looks like he has some talent. And if he could really get Bob Redmond to help him, Bob Redmond's a legendary coach in this area. I think there's plenty of talent here to do something with. But it's just they just don't. They're not one of the more disciplined and organized teams that I've seen.
No, and you usually see that in one of your first. A tough way to go. You're trying to install a new offense, new offensive plays, new defense, new defensive plays. So you do have a tough way to go. And, of course, Waggener was not the greatest team last year. They only won 2 games last year. And then they were beat last week by an Iroquois team that didn't even win a game last year. So,
Michael, I have to say that could have been the weirdest kickoff I've ever seen. Did you notice what happened there?
Yes, I did.
They had somebody holding the ball on his foot while the guy kicked off. And held it from the wrong side.
Well, I tell you, no, I'd have to say no. The weirdest kick I saw was last night when the Bearcats 7th and 8th grade football team, we kicked off. The tee went further than the football.
Yeah.
And the football went 10 yards. Everyone on the opposing team, it was Linden Lightning.
Yes.
They watched the tee, not the football.
Oh.
We recovered the football
Like
first
an
and 10.
onside kick, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, it looks like the
Fumble
Bearcats
there.
lost the ball right there. 50 seconds left as the clock's running into the first quarter. But it looks like the Bearcats were able to recover the ball.
It looked like a missed blocking assignment there. You know, Isaiah got hit as soon as Robert handed the ball off to him, and really good defensive play there by Waggener. And Casey's got to feel fortunate to retain the ball.
I believe number 65, Travis Abrams, was the one to recover that ball. Now, you're going to notice Travis is going to wear a couple of different jerseys. Travis will also wear not only number 65, but he'll wear number 81 because he'll play that tight end slot as well on certain plays on the offense. So right now he's a 65, but sometimes you'll see it 81 because they do like him at tight end. Pass is complete.
Looks like Benton C there.
Yeah, Ben's a well-groomed player that I look forward to seeing him play a little more this year as he's a senior. And that's the end of the first quarter. Bearcats lead 29-6. This game's being brought to you by Merrill Lynch, the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Offices located here in Louisville by Oxmoor. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Well, one of the things I mentioned last week, Bob, with my good friend Sterling Riggs, who was playing color for me, because I'm in total agreement with you. My brother-in-law, Jeff Thompson, has said it, where you don't learn anything when you're playing teams like this. We've got a terrific team. We really want to test them. Matt Jones wants to see what kind of adversity they have. I know they're trying to change the schedule. One of the teams that's come up is Frankfort High School, which is a single-A team. And plus, it's
That'd
only
be a great team to put on the schedule.
They're ranked, and, of course, we're ranked this week at 7th in the state. As Robert Schultz, he tries to scramble a little bit, but he's not going to get far. He's going to lose about 3 yards right there. It's going to be 4th down for the Bearcats. So going to be the first time that Robert's going to step back and punt a ball. But I'm not sure how much longer Robert will be in here. But we probably get one or two more scores in.
I tell you, Michael, 29-0, it was one thing, but 29-6 and us punting, Waggener may be getting a little bit of momentum here.
But going back to Frankfort, so they're trying to schedule some better teams, and that's what we need to do. That's how Country Day is going to become a better football school, by playing tougher teams. Now, of course, we're going to have some of these. Every team does that, schedule a few teams that are not as good, because we need to get that practice, teams that we know we're going to beat. But
I would agree. I think that Frankfort's a team that's probably got a lot of good athletes on it. And
excuse me, we got timeout on the field, timeout Country Day. So I'm sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that anybody that we can put on our schedule that would more closely resemble the teams that we would play in. They all definitely be a bonus for the Bearcats.
Tonight's game is being sponsored by Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Offices located by Oxmoor Mall. Their team has over 50 years combined investment management experience. Their goal is to protect and grow their clients' money, which in times like today means their clients can actually relax and watch the football game tonight. I don't know football game. Maybe if it's two teams I can't stand, or if it's a team I can't stand and they're getting killed. Yeah, I can probably relax at that point. But I don't know. I'll have to talk to this lady named Patricia Bennett and let her know. Roberts got a short one. It's long, but it's going to be received at the 35-yard line. He's got some room to run. He's going. A nice tackle right there. Saved a touchdown. Jordan Duff, number 23. I tell you what, I think you're right, Bob. Don't jinx us now. That Wildcat team's getting fired up on the sidelines.
Well, I tell you what, they've got so much size and they've got a lot of good athletes. We need to put these guys away.
Well, number 4, Kevin Birdsong on that return. He's a junior, 5'11", 170 pounds. Did a nice job right there. He was able to email from my good friend Matt Evans, who's the head coach of the 7th and 8th grade Bearcat team. He wants to give a shout-out to his players. Mason Bennett, 2 touchdowns last night. Patrick Dermody, 2 touchdown receptions. Jared Frank, the quarterback, 6 for 6, 164 yards and 4 TD passes as the 7th and 8th grade team wins 34-6.
Wow, that's a big win.
Run right there for the Wildcats, right up the middle. Not sure if he got too much yardage. Looks like it's
about 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 4-yard gain right there. So it's going to be 3rd down 2 for the Wildcats as they mark the ball on the Bearcat 23-yard line. 9:42 left.
Yeah, it's got to be 4-down territory, I would think, for Waggener. If they didn't kick an extra point, they got the ball at the 3-yard line.
Definitely, you're absolutely correct. So I would expect
Waggener here, I'd probably run a quarterback sneak here and at least get the majority of it.
Yeah, they got the spread offense. There's going to be a keeper.
Yeah,
He's got a little bit of room to run. I think they're going to mark it as a 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 10.
He's right at the 20, isn't he? Which is almost right on the 1st down marker.
We'll see how
they don't waste any time on that. The chain gang, boy, they're quick to move those chains.
Well, that's the advantage of having home game. You get a little advantage like that. Well, play clock, line, the chain gang, a little bit of everything.
Michael, it almost seems to me that us going for 2 on that play may have fired Waggener up here. Ever since that play, they've controlled the game.
Yes, they have. And I worry that we've gotten a little lazy too. I mean, we're up by that many points, and you're just like, okay, well, we got this in control, and we kind of fell asleep.
Another delay game penalty.
Well, that's tough. That's tough for Waggener. So it is going to be delay again against the Wildcats.
That's at least the 3rd delay game penalty tonight for Waggener, and we're not even halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Not at all. 8:48 left in the first half. Waggener shows their spread offense again. Lone back is number 23, Chris Henderson. He's back to pass. Got a little room to pass. It's going to be complete to number 7.
Is fumble.
Terrence Weaver, but there's a fumble on the play. Now, I think the Bearcats might have that ball.
Josh Spurrier has it, but Josh Spurrier has it. KCD ball. Josh Spurrier recovered that one.
Nice job by Josh. That makes up for a couple of plays he made a little earlier, where he got burned, but Josh is a great player, having a big year this year, and has another big play right there as the Bearcat offense checks in again to take over with 8:39 left in this first half.
All right, let's see if we can get the offense moving again here. It would really be nice, Michael, to see if we could put an 8 or 9, 10-play drive together and methodically take it down the field.
This first down is being brought to you by 852 FX Sports Video and live streaming and iHigh.com. Little misdirection right there. Nice run. Look at that power run that Jordan Duff has. He gets it out. Looks like it's going to be just at the 18-yard line. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a total lack of discipline here. Yeah, so they take Jordan Duff down, and he holds his leg and kind of twists it as he's getting up and kind of kicks him in the head. I think that's a personal foul in my book. That personal foul, I think was on number 24 from Waggener. It looks like it was on Brandon Cutler.
Well, I think that's a little anger coming out that they lost the ball. They had some momentum going their way. And now that they had that fumble, the Bearcats are making some plays, so that makes it tough. But then that's the very reason when you're up like this, you get another touchdown or two, you want to get these starters out of the game.
Yeah.
If you get foolishness out there like that, it's going to hurt our team.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree with Coach Jones. You got to do that stuff. So I know the boys want to play, and they want to play to win. They want to play until the clock is done. But you got to save these players for the big games that are coming up. It's going to be complete. Khalil Wilson's got it. I think that's his first reception.
Yes, it is.
He's got 2 more to go, and he's going to break the record for receptions at KCD.
Boy, Khalil has been a consistent player his whole 4 years here. I think he started playing at wide receiver probably when he was a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. Khalil, he might be another player that was a little disappointed last week just because of the fact he didn't have any rushes, didn't have any receptions. But, again, comparing it to 2011 statistics, he's right there at the same statistics. So he shouldn't be too terribly upset as he gets his first reception of the ball game against the Wildcats. Going to be another pass right there to Isaiah Brents. He's going to go down for a loss. Ball's going to be marked at the 41-yard line. They're going to have a 2-yard loss right there. So it'll be 2nd and 12 for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that was a tough play for Isaiah. It was thrown behind him, so he had to turn inside instead of outside, and he just turned right into somebody.
It was a great catch, but you almost wish he had dropped it because of the loss right there. But you can look at this Wildcat defense as they got their hands on their hips, and that usually means one thing: they're getting tired.
Yeah, I would agree there, Michael.
7 minutes left in the half. Tommy Staffieri's running out. It's going to be Isaiah Brents right up the middle. Great.
Oh, and a
fumble on the play right there. Bearcats might have it back. Yeah, they've already said ball's down. So
well, I tell you what, that's one thing that Isaiah has struggled with for several years is he needs to do a better job of holding on to the football. Fortunate there to get it back, though.
Collier Clay, senior, made a big senior move right there, falling on the ball quickly. So it's going to be 3rd down, just a little over 5 yards, but we'll call it 5 yards for the Bearcats. 6.5 minutes left in the half. Benton C checks in closest to us. Tommy Staffieri and Jordan Duff, they got trips left. Little misdirection there. Tommy's got it. Not much room to get there. He got about 4 yards, or 3 yards right there, so it's going to be 4th down. 3 for the Bearcats. 6 minutes left.
I think we're going to go for it here, Michael. We're on their side of the 50. Comfortable lead. I see us going for this one.
Well, we want to keep that momentum from the Wildcats. I agree with the play here. It's gutsy.
It might be
as the ball's marked just outside the 50-yard. No, he did kick it. Hold up ball, hold up ball, hold up ball as it rolls slowly into the end zone for a touchback. Wildcats will take over on the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Well, another good stop there by the Waggener Wildcats.
Yeah, it was 5:44 left in the first half. We're going to take a break. This is Kentucky Country Day Football Network being brought to you by Merrill Lynch.
This is 852FX Video Productions. If you would like a game broadcast, contact me at kevin@852fx.com, or you can call me at 502-608-5288. Back to Bob and Mike for Bearcat TV.
Kevin Stammerman, who does a fantastic job. My friend, you got to learn my first name. It's Michael. If you don't mind, I am very particular about that. My wife is Patricia, and anytime somebody calls my house and asks for Mike Bennett or Pat Bennett, we know we don't know them.
What if they ask for Pat Benatar?
Wow, Bob Holtgrave, you are showing your age, my friend, if you're bringing that out.
That is true.
And the sad part about it, I know exactly who Pat Benatar is. Well, I tell you,
you know what they say, love is a battlefield.
Certainly do. Oh, wow. We are digging deep tonight. It's funny you bring up Pat Benatar. When I was dating, my wife's maiden name, Patricia, who's thankfully sponsoring this game. Merrill Lynch, if I hadn't said that enough. She does a fantastic job. Graduate of Vanderbilt University. So she was a little disappointed in the ball game last night. Her maiden name is Botticelli, so very Italian.
Wow.
And, of course, my dad, who's very Southern, grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, botches every name, every word you could ever imagine. Called her Patricia Bolachilli. And so, obviously, that was not her name, and I couldn't spell it at the time. I'm trying to call her. I thought it was Bonicelli, but it's Botticelli. But now it's easy to say Patricia Bennett. Not much of a run right there.
Bonaducci or something like that.
That's right. Tommy Staffieri on that tackle, as well as number 56.
Yeah, 64 is Alan Papaya.
and Clay Collier. Nice job right there. Looks like it's going to go for a gain of about no yards. So the ball's going to be marked just inside the 20-yard line, but we'll call it the 20. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. 5 minutes left in the first half. If you'd like to have any shout-outs, I've gotten a couple from my good friend Matt Evans, but don't hesitate. BluegrassMedical@hotmail.com. Bluegrass Medical, one word, @hotmail.com. Would love to hear from you. Back to passes the Wildcats is going to be complete to number 7, Terrence Weaver. Not much room to run right there. Clay Collier, number 56, got the tackle right there, along with Evan Muck, I believe, wasn't it? 44?
44 is Evan Muck.
And Josh Spurrier. So Evan's been very active tonight. Josh Spurrier, very active tonight. Much improved player. Done a great job this year. 4:27 left, first half. Bearcats are leading, 29-6.
Yeah, the offense started like gangbusters, Michael, and everything's just kind of screeched to a halt here.
Well, 3 games in a row, Bob, and you worry about that. You don't have much competition. You get lazy, you get sleepy, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, Wildcats of Waggener get another first down. So the ball's going to be marked at the 34-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10.
I tell you what, it's a nice run there by Tyrone Stallard. Or Stallard. I'm not sure the correct pronunciation.
I believe it's Stallard.
I tell you what, they've got so many big guys on the offensive line. You know, if I were the offensive coordinator for this team, I would keep doing that.
Well, what's going to hurt them in the end is the fact that they're pretty out of shape, and you can tell they're getting pretty tired. That front line, big, but just tired. I'm tired watching them. Defense comes up to the line as their center's as their quarterback's under center. Not going far right there. Ball. I think there was a fumble, but the
Wildcats got it. You know, Michael, to your point on that.
It is going to be first down Bearcats. 3:18 left as the Bearcats take over on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
You know, I was just going to say, Michael, on that play, to your point, number 75, he's not listed on our sheet. When that ball was snapped, he just stood up and stood there. I think this guy came right through him and stripped the ball and caused the fumble. So,
the Bearcats will take over on the 32-yard line. So 3:18 left in the first half. Be nice to punch one in here before the end of the first half to, put a little more negativity in the locker room as the Wildcats go back. Robert Schultz under center, back to pass. It's not going to be complete. Little outside there at number 88, Khalil Wilson. I'm sure they're trying to cue in on Khalil. That's one of Robert's favorite receivers, and plus Khalil's dying to break the KCD record for receptions. 3:13 left. Ball remains on the 32-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Khalil stopped there, and I think Robert thought he was going to keep going towards the center of the field, and just maybe a bit of miscommunication there. Another sideline violation on. Oh, this one's on KCD.
I don't think they like the sidelines this tonight. The referees do. So
I didn't see a warning though, but they assessed the penalty. I didn't see a warning for KCD.
Well, I didn't see one for Waggener either for that fact. So that's going to bring the ball back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15. Ball's going to be marked on the 37-yard line. Again, 3:15 left. It's going to be a run for Isaiah. He's got a lot of room right there. He's going to drag him all the way out to the 22-yard line.
Beautiful run there by Isaiah Brents.
Well, he had a big hole right there. The front line of the Bearcats did a nice job of blocking. And, of course, the big boys from Wildcats, they get on one knee quickly. Just tired right there. So it's going to be a gain of 14 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 1, 2:50 left as the clock is running in the first half. Bearcats on the move again against the Wildcats of Waggener. Michael Bennett alongside me, Bob Holtgrave. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be a pass out there. It's going to be almost complete. It's going to be broken up.
That was Brandon Cutler on the defense. That was a really nice defensive play there by Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, it was. Intended for number 88, Khalil Wilson. 2:33 left. It's going to be 4th down and short. Bearcats are going to go for it, which they should. Would like to see some field goals.
Yeah, Yeah, me too. But
by Gravy, but at this point, we really need a touchdown before we go into the half. Lone setbacks, Isaiah Brents. In motion, Jordan Duff. He's got some room up there. He's got some blocking as well. He's going to get down to the 10-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. Might be a holding call against the Bearcats. 2:25 left, and we'll see if that play comes back.
Yeah, it looks like they're signaling. The preliminary signal looks like it's holding on KCD.
It is. It's going to be holding against the Bearcats. So it's going to be 10-yard penalty, 4th down, 11 yards. As the ball will come.
They may mark that, actually, the penalty from where the infraction occurred. So it's going to be a little bit less than 11. Looks like we're going to try a field goal here, Michael.
Yeah, the ball's going to be marked at the 27-yard line. So it's going to be a 44-yard attempt for David Holtgrave. 2:25 left. I was watching him before the game. He was kicking him 50 yards easily. Kicking him 10 yards past the goal post, if not 15 yards. So he was really booting it before the ball game. We'll see if the line's able to give him a little chance right there. Long snapper is Travis Abrams, gets it to Khalil Wilson. He's got some room. See if it curves in there. It's good.
Good from 44.
Beautiful kick right there by David Holtgrave. 44-yard.
You know, I think that surpasses the longest field goal in KCD history. Yeah, it's 1 yard further than his one last year from 43. So.
Congratulations to
We'll have
Gravy.
to validate that from Billy Beam.
2:18 left in the half. Bearcats take a 32-6 lead. Tonight's game is being sponsored by Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Oh, we're going to stay here.
We're going to stay here with only 2:18 left. So let's see. So it's 32-6. Nice to get a couple more points there, Michael.
I agree. It is nice, and it's nice to get Gravy involved in the ball game too, because need to spotlight him. You know, talk about the camp that he was at this past summer.
Yeah, so
and the success that he had up there, because there was a number of players up there, and from what I've learned from David, he competed extremely well.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, it was interesting. So what they do, there's a kicking entity called Cole's Kicking that ranks all the kickers nationally. So generally the way it works, Michael, real quickly, is they host camps at all the major D1 universities, BCS schools, UK, U of L. David qualified to go to an invitational camp for the second year in a row and fared really, really, really well, especially on the field goal side. He ended up, for part of the camp, he was in first place as the premier kicker in the camp.
As David just boots it past the opposite end of the goal line for a touchback for the Wildcats. It's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 2:18 left in the first half.
But, yeah, he finished rated 19th out of all the 2013
wow.
across the country. So you know, it was a good camp for him. So he fared really well. You know, they had 24 kicks for all the kickers. And of the 24 kicks, you know, they were spread equally between 40, 45, 50, and 55-yard field goals. And David made 19 of the 24. So he had a good camp, had a good showing.
Congratulations are in order to him. You know, I remember him as a sophomore out here booting. A good friend of mine, John Frank, said you got to watch this kid kick the ball.
Boy, John Frank's son's a good player, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He did a great job yesterday, along with Patrick Dermody and Mason Bennett. But, they had a great game on the 7th and 8th grade team yesterday.
Oh,
that ball's going to go incomplete.
Oh, that's a terrible call there. Oh, my gosh. I hate to be a homer, Michael, but this is a KCD broadcast, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know,
Khalil just made a great play batting that ball away, and I think they're going to call him for pass interference.
2:12 left in the half. Khalil Wilson just called there for interference. But I'm like you. I like to call the game. Totally, obviously I am for the Bearcats, as you are, but I call it unbiased, and I have to say that was not a good call right there.
No, I would concur. It almost seemed like Khalil went out of his way on that play to hurdle the guy, not to make contact to bat the ball away. So,
it was a beautiful play. I mean, he truly knocked that ball out of his hand. So the ball is going to be marked at the 35-yard line of the Wildcats. It'll be 1st and 10, 2:12 left in the half. Going to be a spread offense right here for the Waggener Wildcats.
Oh, Isaiah Brents is coming on a blitz.
He's got some play right there. Collier Clay. There's trouble on the play. I'm not sure if the Bearcats are able to get it, but we'll see quickly. Signal is first down. Bearcats as they take over with 2:04 left. Let's see if we can punch one in before the end of the first half. This first down is being brought to you by Verizon. 852fx.com. Sports and video and live streaming at iHigh.com. I apologize, Verizon. You're not sponsoring Country Day, but you certainly are helping us with the Verizon 4G LTE mobile internet. Kevin Stammerman, our cameraman, giving me a look. I'm not supposed to say they're sponsoring us. They are not, but 852FX absolutely loves using that service.
I tell you, that LTE technology is amazing technology. Robert Schultz back to pass. He's looking out.
He's got a wide open Tommy Staferi down to the 5. He does a beautiful twist. Touchdown, Bearcats, as they go up now 38-6. Quick score right there. One play again.
Another one player. And I tell you what, nice catch by Staferi. The thing that got him into the end zone, though, was a really nice block there by Benton C. So
correct.
C kind of freed him there, and he ran right in. So
correct. I mean, that's a great notice right there because Benton did do a nice job. That's the one thing I've really noticed the last two games. We've done some terrific downfield blocking because they've had all kinds of room to where you and I could simply walk past them.
Absolutely.
And you like seeing that when your players are working as a team. You expect the blocking from the middle as the point after attempt is going to go 35, 40 yards past the field goal. It's going to be good, making the score 39-6. But you like to see that from the players, the whole team as a whole. Get out there, block in the middle, block on the outside. So you see your backs, you see your wide receivers doing their job, and that's what's given so much statistics that our good friend, mad statistician Bill Beam loves to see.
I tell you what, Bill Beam collects more stats than anybody I've ever seen out there.
Yeah, he does.
He is so good at it, and what's really impressive about Bill Beam is that he doesn't just do it for one or two sports; he does it for all KCD sports, and it's really nice for these kids. I mean, it means a lot when those kids walk down the halls of KCD and they see school records and awards, and and they see their names up on the wall. It's a great service he provides to the school.
Well, you bring up with 155 left in the half.
Chicks dig him out here.
They dig me more. But with 155 left in the half, Bearcats take a 39-6 lead over Waggener Wildcats. But one thing, you just mentioned a person that I dearly care for, Bill Beam. Because he comes out here, volunteers. He doesn't have any kids at KCD anymore. They've all graduated, and he's a terrific alumnus because of the fact, you're right, he has made that Hall of Fame going down there by the gymnasiums. And for the alumnus that are out there listening, for current staff, for the current students and grandparents out there, you need to take the time to come see all the time and effort this person has taken to take care of his school, KCD. So that ball's going to be fielded at the 1-yard line. He's coming out. Not much room right there. Tackled by number 8, Jack Pike, who I didn't think was playing.
Oh, he's out there.
And number 64, Alan Papaglia. Great job right there. Jack, with a hurt hand, was able to put a hit right there. 1:43 left in the half. Bearcats leading 39-6 as the Bearcat defense checks in one more time before the end of this halftime.
Yeah, nice little run here at the end of the at the end of the first quarter, Michael, to really open this game up. So, looked like Waggener got a little bit of momentum and a couple quick touchdowns and a field goal. And the next thing you know, we've opened it up a good 33 points.
Well, stay with me at the halftime. We're going to have our Bearcat at the half. It'll be Coach Bill Beam that we've been talking about. Absolutely. Right. So I'm excited to have him here as officials call timeout. It's going to be timeout Wildcats. So with that, we're going to take a quick break. This game's being brought to you by Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network. .153 left, first half. This game's being brought to you by 852 FX Sports Video and Live Streaming and iHigh.com. Ball's on the 15 of the Wildcats, 1st and 10. Spread offense for the Wildcats. Going to be a pass. It's going to be intercepted. It's going to go back for a pick six. Benton C does a fabulous job.
And Benton C got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty there for, I think, spiking the ball. So,
well, he quarterback for Waggener, number 13, Tyrone Stallard. He really dictated where he was going to pass that ball. Benton watched his eyes and knew it was coming right there, and it was basically an easy catch. And 15 yards, he's in for a touchdown.
Oh, easy, yeah.
And I know Coach Jones is going to be real happy taking a 45-6 lead right now as David Holtgrave checks in.
I don't know if that's going to be assessed on the kickoff, or I guess it's going to be assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah, it's going to be on the kickoff.
Yeah, I don't know. They may have the choice on where to take that. I think Waggener made the right call taking it on the kickoff, maybe to get better field position. But
with David Holtgrave as your kicker, I don't know if that's the right call or not. Come on, support your son. Gravy takes it out there all the way out. I mean, it is past the track. So point after attempts are nothing to him. If you're a Division I coach and you're not recruiting this young man, I know I'm saving my good friend Bob Holtgrave some money, but you're crazy. I mean, that kid, not only is he intelligent, does great in school, has a personality, he's an incredible kicker, and I love watching him kick. I mean that sincerely.
Well, that's awfully nice of you to say. So we'll see what comes of it. So, I tell you what, the one thing that's been really nice this year, Coach Green was great last year too, but Coach Jones has done, as a guy, he's got him out on the field, and and it's been good for him. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So, in a game where I'd love to see him get a field goal opportunity of 50 yards or more, but
right.
To get a 44-yard opportunity
right.
was really, really nice that Coach Jones has that much faith in him.
Well, you're absolutely correct. I mean, he's got all the confidence in the world, and he shows it. Plus, every time I meet with Coach Jones every week, we've got a standing meeting at 9:30 every week. The conversation always comes to David Holtgrave.
Wow.
Without a doubt. I mean, he thinks highly of him, speaks highly of him. And, again, I'm going to repeat myself. If there's not a coach out there that's not looking at this young man, you're missing a great opportunity to have a kicker that can come in and make an impact almost immediately.
I tell you what, it is interesting, Michael, you watch some of these collegiate games and you see Boise State the last 2 years miss 35, 37-yard field goals, and they kept him out of BCS games.
Yes.
So, you would hope maybe there's a place for him somewhere. But,
you're correct.
We'll see what happens.
I totally agree with you. So the ball is going to be marked on the 25-yard line of the Bearcats. So we'll see what Gravy does here. 1:42 left in the half.
Oh, there's his best kickoff of the day.
It's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. He's got some room to run right there. Tough job. They got him, let him outside. David Holtgrave's the only one that's going to catch him. But he's going to be tackled at the 40-yard line. I know Coach Jones isn't going to be too happy with special teams right there with 1:23 left in the half, as the Wildcats are going to take over with very good field position. This is the last thing you want before the end of the first half, to see this team that's down 46-6 to put another score on the board.
Absolutely. I tell you, that young man's done a nice job in the return game. I mean, this Birdsong kid can return kicks.
Yeah. Plus, he's only a junior, so he's got another year here at Waggener. I'd love to see that kid at a school like Country Day. He would make a huge impact with us. Bearcat defense checks in again. Beautiful moon sunset. See you partially out here in the far sky. Sunset is gone, and it's turned out to be a really nice temperature.
Oh,
as
it's
far as
kind of
the night
romantic
goes.
up here, Mike.
Oh, my gosh. Don't get fresh with me, please. Listen, Matt Evans has tried that before. It's going to be caught right there out to the side. He's got some room to run. It's going to be close to another first down for the Wildcats.
Emilio Zayas had a really nice tackle there. Or Emilio Estevez, as you
Thank
call
you.
him.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
We should just call him Emilio Estevez. Though. I mean, that's a compliment.
That's what I said earlier. Were you not listening to me? I said Emilio Estevez is a compliment to him, because we all know if I was to say Martin Sheen or Charlie Sheen, that would definitely be a cut. Because if you don't know, Martin Sheen is the father
of Emilio.
Of course, it's a stage name, Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen, but that's short of a first down, so it's going to be second and short. It's going to be keeper right
fumble
there.
Again.
It's going to be fumble again. Bearcats are going to take over. I'm not sure who got that.
Yeah, it looks like
Evan Mock.
Evan Mock.
44. Sophomore brings it in again this week. Somewhat absent his first week, but, that's got to be sophomore jitters. Can't blame him for that. But he showed up last week, leading tackler for the defense, and has really come to be a great ball player tonight. He's one of the strongest sophomores on the team, if not.
He's ripped up.
His dad does a good job coaching him. 46 seconds left.
All right,
Bearcat offense checks in again.
Still in the game, so I don't expect Robert to put this up in the air. Maybe taking a knee, or maybe just a handoff. Or maybe a timeout. We may take a timeout here.
Yeah, it's going to be timeout for the Bearcats. So right at the end of the half, I'm going to have Coach Jones with me. So stay tuned for that. Get his first half comments regarding how the Bearcats look to him that first half. And then my halftime Bearcat at the half will be Coach Bill Beam, infamous kicking coach.
And statistician extraordinaire.
Yeah, exactly. Ball's marked on the 23-yard line, 46 seconds left. Bearcats are obviously trying to see if they can get one play and out with another score before the end of the half. Nice to see a cheerleading squad. That's one of the things I've always been a little on the disappointed side with the Country Day school, that we've never taken and hadn't had cheerleaders in years, and I think you miss a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a school philosophy though that they want they want their boys and girls to participate in sports. So nowadays though, some of the best athletes you're ever going to see are cheerleaders. But I think when that decision was made, it's probably 15, 20 years ago when. There wasn't quite the level of athleticism and cheerleading as there is
Isaiah
today.
does a nice job right there. He gets about 11-yard gain, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Well, philosophy or no philosophy, one of the things when the score is like this, what I like doing is staring at the cheerleaders. I don't know about you, Bob. So Coach Herrick patting me on the back. It looks great, Coach.
Coach Herrick looks good in those blue slacks. I got to tell you. Yeah, down onto the field to get some on-field interviews. Both with Coach Jones and with Bill Beam. So we got 9 seconds left in the half. A handoff here to Isaiah Brents, which should end the half. Isaiah gets a nice 6 or 7 yard carry here, and I think that'll take us right to halftime. So at halftime, the score 46 points for KCD, 6 points for Waggener. I think we're going to take a break here. We'll be right back. Again, the game's being brought to you by Merrill Lynch and Patricia Bennett. So thanks for watching the KCD Bearcats here on AHA, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with Michael Bennett at the half. All right, I guess we're staying here.
Coach, good first half. We're off to a quick start again, but it looked like we got a little tired and a little lazy there to where we're about to let the Wildcats come back into the ball game.
Yeah, I don't know what got us so gassed. Kids, I think our defense was on the field a lot. Again, we're getting great field position. We're scoring in one play. I'm asking, those guys up top, why are our one-way guys so tired? are one-way players, just playing defense, but they played a lot of plays.
A lot of positive more than there are negatives. I tell you, it's fun to see this team come out here on the offensive side and get that ball and score quickly. But on the other side with the defense, they're still hitting hard. And from the Shawnee game to the Atherton game to today's game, you got to be proud of those boys really getting in there and not afraid to hit.
I tell you what, our kids are doing great. Our defensive staff, Coach Herrick and his guys, are getting after them every day, working on the things we need to work on, and we're getting better.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, that'll do it for the half. Bearcats are leading. 14 minutes left in the halftime, 46-6. We're going to take a quick break, but come back. I'm going to have Coach Bill Beam alongside me with my Bearcat at the half. This is Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Coach Beam, certainly do appreciate you joining us at halftime. One of the things that Bob Holtgrave and I were talking, school record for David Holtgrave on that 44-yard field goal kick.
Well, 44 is definitely within his range, and if the opportunity comes, he can do better than 44. But he's, 44 now is just average for him. When now it's breaking school records, that's how good he is.
Well, that's one of the things I had mentioned just a little bit ago before the end of the first half. If there's coaches out there watching this ball game, if you're not looking at an opportunity like this young man here, who's very good in school, terrific personality, just an all-around good kid, and plus kicks the daylights out of the ball. I'm watching him here before the start of the game, and he's kicking the ball 50 yards for field goals. He's taking point after attempts and making them look like nothing. So what would you say about somebody like that?
Well, he's definitely college material, and the dynamic that he has missed out on in the past has been his kickoffs. This has been in the actually, he started as a freshman on kickoffs, but he came into full play with the field goals and extra points sophomore year on. He's been perfect as an extra point guy. He's been somewhat what I would consider very consistent on the field goal range, but his kickoffs needed to get better. This year, through camps, weight training off season, particularly with Coach Jones, it's made a difference, and it's added that 5 that is the difference between the guy catching it on the 2 instead of being 2 yards in for a touchback. And that's huge.
It very much is huge. Plus, one of the things that Coach Jones had mentioned to me this week is what's great about it is he's kicking it into the end zone. It's creating a touchback. So now your special teams doesn't have to run all the way down the field, try and tackle somebody. Plus, it saves from any kind of useless injury to your special team players.
Well, you can somewhat rest some of your starters. You can kind of intertwine some of your second stringers with your first stringers if you know there's a greater than 50% chance that he will kick it in the end zone to create that touchback.
Let's change the subject for a little bit. So some of the other things we've talked about up in the booth during the ball game, since we are up 46-6, you got to come up with a little more to talk about than just the ball game, because this is not a very good Waggener team. As we try to keep them out of this ball game. But, you've kept stats for years, and I credit you with doing a lot of stuff for the school, and you don't even have kids in Country Day anymore. And you've done a terrific job with the Hall of Fame. I've asked everyone that is a current student, that's a parent, that's a grandparent, to come take a look, all the work that you've done there, and I want to congratulate you. What started that? What initiated all that to get you involved in doing something? Because that's obviously an ongoing lifetime of work that you've done.
Well, I think it involved a little bit of insanity from my standpoint to assemble a record-keeping and archive process for our athletic records that never really existed. One administration thought that they had broken a school record, and it would even be in the paper, but it wasn't true. Well, now everything's documented. Everything is verified. And from that standpoint, we have what I can't find another school in the country from the extent that the voluminous roles that we've composed as much athletic records as we've kept. I mean, anyone who has done something of a feat at KCD athletically, it's archived. It's noted. You can find it online, too.
What will we see in the future as far as this goes? Is it going to be expanded even more?
Well, I don't know much more to expand. We think about it. All 12 of the varsity sports are covered. Middle school records are now kept. If you are running track or cross country or football or whatever, there's records kept in everything. And we now are able, with those kind of things, to be able to give middle school awards. So the Booster Club has been instrumental in this too, because they've been supportive of putting and financing a lot of these changes in the record boards, to building new record boards. You know, we build new, we start new teams like lacrosse in the last 5-10 years. That costs something. Girls soccer, those things, and they're involved. We put a new banner in the gym. It isn't free. So collectively, the Booster Club deserves a lot of credit. And we're really appreciative of the fact that we have a lot of support from the alumni, too.
Well, and you bring up a good point, because the Booster Club is very important to the athletics here at Kentucky Country Day School. And for those of you out there that have not given to the Booster Club, it'd be great if you could, because of the fact that it goes to a lot of the things that the great coach Bill Beam has done for this university, this school, preparatory school. And we need as much help as we can. You want to give a little information about the Booster Club?
Well, the Booster Club was formed in 2004. It was initiated in a brainchild from Mr. Lyman, our headmaster, and Dr. Tim Green, our athletic director. The two of them decided that we needed one. It was something that was missing. Actually, there have been 2 Booster Clubs formed before Country Day, but they dissolved. They put some meat to it, and they've created things such as an endowment. They've created an extensive board with this, extensive duties for everyone, so that and it's inclusive. And last year, and we're talking about a Waggener team that has a few more players, a little bit more talent. I find that Coach Jones has probably taken the team and made it more diverse, more of a running game, more stunts on defense. We had to kind of take what we had then and go with what we have. We're also building for the future, so that we had a season of 9-3. That is minimalization as far as thinking now, and it's a change of culture. Is a winning culture now at Country Day, of not 50-50, a winning culture at Country Day.
Right, you're correct, because we get upset now as fans if we're going to get to see a game that's close or we're going to lose a game. And, of course, with Shawnee, we beat them last year. It wasn't much of a contest. Atherton the same way, and Waggener tonight the same way. Next week we've got Carroll County. That's a game we lost last year, and I feel like we should have won that game without a doubt. What do you think will be the changer for us next week as we go to Carroll County to play at their home field?
Their mindset. You talk to the kids. For some reason, Carroll County carries a special meaning to them, rather than just our traditional Holy Cross rival. Carroll County's definitely in play, as far as they think they were embarrassed last year, and we'll see if they're going to bring it.
I think the interesting point that Bob and I were talking about earlier, you're seeing a much different offense than what Coach Riscotti had implemented here. And I can understand where a player might be a little disappointed, the seniors, a couple of them that might be disappointed, thinking they're not getting the ball to them as much, or they're not being able to do certain things with the ball as much as they did last year. But you know what's funny is the statistics don't show it at all. It doesn't hold up whatsoever. The statistics are virtually the same from 2011 to 2012.
Actually, they're even better. But we're good, and we want to do a lot of good things. We just kicked a 44-yard field goal for a school record. Really, that's not the biggest deal to David Holgrave, because he can do much better. So we've got so much better, and we're going to play some stronger teams, and we're going to be tested. I hope the mindset is is to remember that they have to learn from each game, and I think we have improved from each game. From Shawnee to Atherton to Waggener, we've improved week to week.
Without question, we have improved. The defense has stepped up, hit hard. The offense is being a lot more electric. They're out here scoring in 1 or 2 plays, which is amazing to me. And it saves these players that you're only going to play them for a half maybe because, again, this week we're beating them in the first half so badly that are so much that we can put in our secondary players, our third players, and get an experience from them. And that goes back to the point of the future. We're building for the future.
If you'll look at the foundation of Country Day's winning seasons, those 7, 8 win and 9 win seasons, those seasons, the next year there was a drop. We were 9-3 last year. There's not going to be a drop. There is not going to be a drop. And so we're trying to keep a consistent culture because our second team, our JV, we didn't have JV teams before Tim Green, and Matthew Jones is making that even more of a priority. So the future should be good at Bearcat Land.
Well, I think that's a good point to end on. So certainly do appreciate you being with me here, Bearcat at the Half, Coach Bill Beam, and everything you do for Country Day. Well, that's going to do it for Bearcat at the Half. Bearcats are leading 46-6 with 1 minute 36 left in the halftime. So I'm going to hand it over to Bob Holtgrave, but this is Kentucky Country Day Football Network.
All right. Thank you, Michael Bennett. This is Kevin Stammerman with 852 FX here at Waggener High School in Louisville, Kentucky, where we have football Friday night. Teams are just coming back out onto the field. We got about 1 minute before the second half is about to get kicked off. If you do happen to experience an interruption in the broadcast, please refresh your screen. I've noticed a couple times when we go to cue the graphics and update the score, it's causing it to drop. I'm sorry about that inconvenience. We'll try to get the higher quality broadcast uploaded overnight so we can get rid of most of those issues. But when you're going live, I've tried a few different services, but there's nothing like the Verizon 4G LTE mobile hotspot. It's given me consistent upload speeds with 4G of around 10 to 12 meg. Unfortunately, sometimes the connection ends up getting a little sloppy when we try to cue the graphics and it overloads the bandwidth. So bear with us. We will get this issue resolved, but we do love using that Verizon mobile hotspot in order to bring you wireless coverage out here on the football field for the 2012 season. If you or anyone would like to have a broadcast scheduled, please feel free to contact me. This is Kevin Stammerman with 852 FX. You can contact me at kevin@852-letterx.com as my email, or 502-608-5288. Again, your score is 46-6 as the Bearcats currently have the lead over the Wildcats. After a rough start of the game for the Wildcats, second quarter was pretty tough. But after scoreless action for a while, all of a sudden KCD came back and jumped on the last couple minutes of the half to stretch that 29-point lead out to 46. We'll see what the second half has in store. Michael Bennett should be back shortly. Got to apologize to Michael. My dad is also a Michael, but we call him Mike. So, Michael Bennett, your voice of Bearcat TV, will be back shortly. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on over to Bob as we get ready for the kickoff here in the second half.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. So it looks like second half is going to start here in just a moment or two. KCD kicked off in the first half, so they'll be receiving in the second half. So be interesting to see what Coach Jones does from a lineup perspective with a 46-6 lead. I don't expect to see much of the starters this half. So I think Robert Schultz and crew may get a series or two, and then I would be surprised if we didn't see a whole lot of the junior varsity players and backup players. So we should get going here in about 80 seconds or so. So Kevin, should we take a quick break before, or we just hang here? Okay, we'll stay with you here. So I wish we had some stats to provide to you. Unfortunately, they're not made available to us on some of the road games. So, and I think Mr. Bennett's making his way back. A real nice interview with Bill Bean. What a great representative of the school. It's great, the records that he keeps. So, yeah, a real good interview there, Michael.
I appreciate that, Bob.
Always nice to hear from Bill.
Well, one thing's for certain. He's not a loss for words.
No, he's a talker. He is definitely a talker. But I tell you what, he means a lot to the school. So it's
that goes without saying. You're absolutely correct. We talked about this the first half. We talked about it on the field. If it weren't for Bill Beam, there wouldn't be a lot of things that the school has.
Yeah, I would agree. So let's see. So we're getting ready to kick off here. It looks like Waggener will be kicking off to KCD. Looks like number 55, Deshaun Gaines, will be kicking off for Waggener. He could possibly be the absolute largest field goal guy I've ever seen in my life. He looks like he could play Division I offensive line for someone at 6'3", 285.
Yeah, if he puts
not often you see that, Michael.
If he puts one cheek into it, it could be all the way out to Trinity's football stadium.
Yeah. So.
He's a big boy.
So it looks like back deep for KCD. Expecting to see Khalil Wilson back there with Isaiah Brents, and it looks like Benton C's back there as well. Yep. So
I tell you, it's gotten hot.
There was a breeze in the first half. It's gotten really steamy here at the end. So
I got a little problem with the clock, so we're going to have a little bit of a delay. Here we go. Got the clock back up, so just waiting for the kickoff here. Khalil Wilson's back with him. Benton C, Isaiah Brents. As the Bearcats will take over on the offensive side with the start of the third quarter. Leading 46-6. The 6 comes from a touchdown. Evidently, Waggener does not have a point after kicker. So they attempted a 2-point conversion, which did not go through. Bearcats were able to handle that without a problem. So that's where you get 6 points. We've gotten all touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, plus a field goal. Let me finish, and I'll say that, okay? Give me a little time. My gosh.
I think there was a field goal in there, Michael.
This kickoff's being brought to you by.
It wasn't one of his better, but it went through. That's all that matters.
Let me do the advertising here. Would you hush, please? This kickoff's being brought to you by 852FX, sports video and live streaming, and iHigh.com. Thanks to Kevin Stammerman, our cameraman here with us every game. You need to get in touch with Kevin. He does a fantastic job. If you've got a player sports profile you'd like to do, he's your man. Khalil Wilson's got it. He's dancing around the side. He's still up. He's out to the 40-yard line. He's going to make it to the 45. He's still running down there. Got a bunch of Wildcats on him, but he's going to be brought down at the 48-yard line of the Bearcats. It's going to be 1st and 10 as Robert Schultz gets ready to check back in at quarterback. So I'm sure they'll keep him in for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm guessing, Michael, that they would. I think it would be, it would be wise to maybe get him no more than one series here. In fact, quite honestly, I think it'd almost be nice to get, to get the backup in there and get him some reps, maybe with a first-string offense.
Well, you're right. Now I can see from the opposite side that Blake Phillips is out there taking snaps, getting ready to come in, passing the ball. So I think you would be correct on your observation. Going to be run up the middle. I'm not sure. Did I see a flag be thrown there, or was that the football?
I didn't see one. Yeah,
I think it was a football. Blake Phillips was throwing the other side at the same time that we were running there. So that play is going to be
another nice misdirection running play there by Tommy Staveri.
Tommy did a nice job. Got a 9-yard gain right there. Call it 9.5. It's just going to be second and very short. 11:15 left. Start of the second half. Second down short.
Looks like Jack Pike's in a receiver with that hand now.
You can see the cast from here. He's a tough player. Evan Mock's in motion. Roberts back to pass. It's going to be complete. I'm not sure if that's number 88 Khalil Wilson. I couldn't see from here, but that might be the record right there. That is Khalil. That should break the record. Khalil Wilson, all-time receiver for Kentucky Country Day. Certainly do send out a lot of congratulations to he and his mother. And
Tracy. Boy, Tracy's at every function. What a mother
yes,
she is.
Yes. You know, Khalil is my adopted son.
Is he really? Okay.
With the U of L garbage that he had on today, I think I'm going to
Did Khalil have it on or Jordan Duff?
Both of them.
Both of them did. They're smart young men.
We placed a bet. Now, if UK wins, he has to wear thank you, Coach Herrick.
Yeah, Coach Herrick
announced that. I appreciate that. Going to be another pass. It's out to Tommy Staferi, but it's going to be intercepted by number 13, Tyrone Stallard, the quarterback for the Wildcats. He did a nice job, jumped up high, and was able to get the hands up there because he really dwarfs Tommy Staferi.
Yeah, you know, that was a dangerous pass play. And a really nice interception there by the young man from Waggener.
I believe that's the first interception for Robert this year. 10:30 left in the third quarter. Ball's going to be marked at the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Waggener. Waggener is going left to right. Tyrone Stallard, who just made the interception, checks in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun position. Waggener brings out their spread offense as the defense checks in. It's going to be a long pass. He's got some room right there. It's going to be complete.
What a throw.
Oh,
he didn't catch it.
Deshaun Standard, he dropped it.
I don't know. They haven't made a call yet.
Yeah, it's going to be incomplete. So number 88, Khalil Wilson, was able to break that up. So it'll be 2nd and 10 as the ball's brought back all the way to the just inside the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10.
There was not a clear signal if the ball was caught or not, but there is a flag on the play in addition to the pass play. So
it wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It looks like a chop block, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a personal foul against the Wildcats. 10:20 left in the third quarter. That should take the ball all the way back to the 10-yard line. I tell you, every time they've started, almost every time I should say, on the offense tonight, Waggener that is, they've started off in a hole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had that one stretch where they didn't make any mental mistakes, and they moved the ball pretty well. So, they just need to get out of their own way.
If you'd like to have a shout-out, don't hesitate. Email me at bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. Bluegrassmedical, all one word, @hotmail.com. Love to hear your listening. We've gotten a couple emails from Coach Matt Evans. Certainly like to hear from more of you out there. Ball's going to be marked at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 25 as another penalty. I'm assuming that's going against Waggener again. Could be false start or, false start against the Waggener Wildcats. So a tough way to start the second half with their first possession. Cheerleaders doing a great job down here for Waggener.
They're -1. This half, they're one person light of what they had in the first half, but I think the girls are doing a nice job out there. Their inspirational leader doesn't look like he's out there with them.
I can't believe you said that. High snap right there. It's going to be a sloppy pass. But
I hope Josh Spurrier's okay there. Yeah, good.
Yeah, they missed. Good. They missed because I think Josh Spurrier would be on the losing battle from number 26, Deshaun Standard, 6'4".
I tell you what, if Deshaun Standard for Waggener, I don't know how fast he is, but boy, he has got one kind of build to be a really first-class wide receiver for Waggener.
Yes, he does. He reminds me of is it Lattermill that plays for South Carolina? I mean, he's got that kind of size, that type of athleticism. Because he is a man amongst
He's almost like a
there.
Terrell Owens or something. He's 6'4",
I think he's
225.
bigger than Terrell Owens, quite honestly.
He's a big boy.
Hopefully he doesn't have the attitude like a Terrell Owens, or the tattoos for that fact. Much as I love T.O., I tell you, he'd have been with a team a lot longer if he just kept his mouth shut and did his job.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys like that.
Ocho Cinco's another one. Pass is going to be complete. He's going to be taken down by Isaiah Brents. Isaiah almost had a face mask there. But thank goodness it wasn't called, so it's going to be still second down and long for the Wildcats.
Michael, David, and I have enjoyed watching this Hard Knocks show. They're tracking the Miami Dolphins training camp.
Yes.
And Chad Johnson now. You went back to Chad Johnson.
Unbelievable.
He was scheduled to be their premier receiver, their guy.
Right.
And right when he got into the domestic violence situation with his wife, where he headbutted her. Next day, he got out of jail and got kicked off the team. So
it's hard to imagine you're given an opportunity again to play football in the National Football League, and you make a mistake like that.
Absolutely.
Now, the wife that he is or barely married to now, that is the former wife of former basketball player Antoine Walker.
Is it really?
Yes, that ball was incomplete. He had a man wide open. Number 4. Kevin Birdsong was wide open and had easily the first down, if not another 20 yards on top of that. But back to my story. Yeah, he was married. If you remember, Antoine Walker played for Rick Pitino, was drafted number 1 in the NBA to the Celtics. And, of course, he got a $70-some-odd million signing bonus for the Celtics. And, of course, he's broke now.
That's terrible, isn't it?
It's hard to understand how these players don't get somebody that can help them manage their money. Speaking of managing money, this game's being brought to you by Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. How do you like that?
That was a nice segue. Just think how much money Antoine Walker would have if Patricia Bennett was in his life.
He'd be watching a lot of comfortable football.
It's unbelievable.
Her office is located just by Oxmoor Center. Their team has over 50 years combined investment management experience. Their goal is to protect and grow their clients' money, which in times like today means their clients can actually relax and watch the football game tonight. If you have any sleepless nights, they would be glad to talk to you. 502-329-5006. 502-329-5006. I'm relaxing watching this ball game.
Oh, I am too, Michael.
9 minutes left in the third quarter. Wildcats punted out to number 88, Khalil Wilson.
No, actually, that is Zach Vine out there. Yeah. So Zach Vine is the JV punt returner, and nice to see Zach getting some playing time out on the varsity game.
Ball's going to be marked on the 40-yard line of the Bearcats. It'll be 1st and 10, as I believe number 12, Blake Phillips, will check in at quarterback.
Hey, Michael, I just got a text from David Long Dave Long, as we call him, and Dave sent me a note saying that he won the club championship today at
Congratulations.
Gray Oaks Country Club, and he had a hole-in-one on number 17, a par 3, 212-yard hole there at Gray Oaks. A great day for Dave Long.
Wow. That's amazing. Where is Gray Oaks?
Gray Oaks is down in Naples, Florida. Beautiful golf course.
That's where all those rich people live, right?
Yeah, well, Dave's a heck of a player. He's a good golfer and a better guy.
Going to be handed off by Blake Phillips. I'm not sure who got the handoff there, but not much yardage to be gained there. Looks like about a yard gain, so it'll be second down 9. No, about a 2-yard gain, so it'll be second down 8 for the Bearcats.
All right, so it looks like
Jackson Alford was the one that carried that ball.
It looks
18.
like Blake Phillips is in, right? So
yes,
Blake
Phillips,
Phillips,
just said.
Yeah.
If
so
you were listening,
yeah, Jack Pike's in and Zach Vine's in. Looks like Christian Cox is in it, offensive tackle. It looks like maybe.
It's going to be another run play to number 2. Jordan Leonard.
Jordan Leonard had a really nice couple runs at the JV football game at Holy Cross. It wasn't a great game for the Bearcats, but I know Jordan turned the corner a couple times and got some real pop.
Mother Tammy was very pleased with the way he played. Very confusing, though, when he plays in the JV games. He wears those yellow cleats, which makes it look like there's flags being thrown out on the field every time I see those things. So every now and then I wish he'd get a different color, preferably blue. It's going to be third down 12 for the Bearcats.
See if Blake puts one up in the air. No, they're going to stay on the ground, and another handoff to Jordan Leonard.
7:30 left in the third quarter. Bearcats are leading 46-6.
All right, so it looks like we're going to bring in the punt squad here.
Yeah, but who's punting? I'm not sure who's going to be punting this ball.
Well, I hope it's not my son.
Usually it's Robert Holtgrave, but it looks like it's going to be number
Jackson
18.
Alford, I
Yeah.
think.
Jackson Alford, you are correct.
Yeah, Jackson participated in the soccer game today. Jackson and there's 3 or 4 other freshmen that started for the KCD soccer team. I think they're ranked 15th or 16th in the state right now. So Jackson's a really, really good soccer player, as is Connor Caldell and Jonathan Lace. Really strong freshman soccer class.
Beautiful punt all the way back to the 28-yard line. Number 4, Kevin Birdsong's got it. It's going to be a flag on the play right there. Not sure what's going on there, but Jackson's going to be the last player. He's not going to catch it, and it's going to be a touchdown.
I think that one's coming back, though. And another flag. There's flags everywhere. 3 people flew flags. So I think there's a block in the back was the first flag. The second flag when he scored was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And the third flag, it may have been another personal foul call. I think all of them on Waggener.
I didn't see the personal foul there. I did see the block in the back at the far end. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Obviously, it's going to be brought back. 6:41 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, it looks like, as Kevin said, it looked like a flip into the end zone. So, I tell you, that Birdsong player, he's a great athlete.
He's quick. You let him get to the outside, and that guy's gone. He's got some quickness, some speed in his legs.
Yeah, the really unfortunate thing there, Michael, for Waggener is that all the flags that transpired on that play had nothing to do with the return. I mean, the kid made the return.
The block in the black.
That was after he passed him.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, right. It's not like that block in the back. That block in the back sprung him or
Back
anything.
in black, AC/DC, right?
That's right. That's on Paul Ryan's iPod.
Well, we got our first email from the second half. It's forward Khalil Wilson. Marcus Fluellen. This is Marcus Fluellen, KCD alumni and former KCD wide receiver linebacker. He had some great plays last year.
Oh.
And the players love seeing him go to that scratch pole. I remember it distinctly last year as Marcus went after a touchdown and scratched the Bearcat pole. But I'm currently watching the game on iHigh at the University of Alabama campus. I'm sorry to hear that. Evidently, you weren't smart enough to get into a better college. I want to give a special shout-out to Khalil Wilson for becoming the all-time leading receiver in KCD history, and I wish him the best as well.
I tell you what, you talking about a really unique kid. Boy, Marcus Fluellen, I think he could play any instrument in any, any production that was done at KCD.
You're correct.
Great football player, great family. What a nice young man. And Michael was kidding. That was a UK reference, so Alabama is definitely a great school.
It's an okay school. I'll never understand the hire of Nick Saban, but we'll just leave it at that.
So the
big hit right there by the Bearcats, but Wildcats keep moving that ball up. I'm not sure where they're going to mark it. They might give them a good 8 or 9 yard gain right there.
Yeah, so on the kickoff that was returned for a touchdown, there were 2 penalties. There was a holding penalty, and there was a personal foul penalty. KCD took the personal foul penalty, so that put the ball down around on the 11 or 12 yard line. So
check it in for the Bearcats.
Excuse
me, Bob. Checking in for the Bearcats, number 62, Denny Smith, as well as number 74, Max Bennett.
Oh, you got to love that Max Bennett kid.
Yes, I do. I'm not allowed to say that's my baby anymore to him. But
he number 79? Has he changed his number some?
It's funny. He is, listed on the roster he's 78, but out there on the field he is 79. So every time I turn around he's got a different number. So,
and the sheet we have here is 74.
Correct. I'm sorry, 74. But, yeah, he's out there. He is number 79.
You think this is his way of playing a practical joke on his dad as he's calling the iHigh game?
Well, I wouldn't run it past him because I tell you, I've got 2 conniving young men in my family, one being Max Bennett, the other one being a Mason Bennett. I'm allowed to call him that's my baby. Every time he scores a touchdown, I say that's my baby. But Max, no stinking way. But we'll see what these new players can do there as they reach in there, try to get that ball. It's going to be another big run right there.
Well, it's definitely gonna be a challenge. You know, Waggener is just so big up front, and you know the downside in putting in the second team is they are just dwarfed by the guys here on Waggener. So let's hope they can hold their own and no one gets hurt here.
Number 64, Alan Papali on the tackle there. 5:40 left, third quarter. Wildcats are marching. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So, Michael, this game should move pretty quick with a 40-point lead. I think KHSAA rules say that it's a running clock. So we're already down to the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Yeah, you are correct. That tends to make the game go a little quicker, thank goodness. But Wildcats come up to call the next play. It's going to be another run play. It's going to be good for a first down. And more. Nice turn right there by number 10.
Trayvon Tarpon.
Trevin Tarpon, yes. I wonder if he does any fishing. Maybe not. He probably doesn't even know what most people around here don't know what tarpon is. But coming from the Gulf Coast, as I do part of my life, tarpon fishing tends to be a lot of fun down there.
I bet.
Fish those big fish. Ball's going to be marked on the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. It'll be 1st and 10, 4:50 left, third quarter. Bearcats are leading 46-6. Wildcats are on the move. But what's great for the Bearcats is they've got their second, third team in. Get some experience for those young men. There's a hold right there, but they're going to get away with it. Another flag on the play. Going to be another holding against the Wildcats, so that'll bring that back, make it a 1st and
an eligible receiver downfield, it looks like.
Yeah. So that'll bring the ball back. 4:38 left, third quarter. Once again, we certainly do appreciate tonight's sponsor, Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Office is located next to Oxmoor Mall. Their team has over 50 years combined investment management experience. Their goal is to protect and grow their clients' money, which in times like today means their clients can actually relax and watch the football game tonight, which I hope you are.
Yeah, it was an eligible man downfield.
She is the prettiest financial advisor. I'll have to tell you that.
Tell you what, you married up, Michael. You definitely married up.
Yeah, you got that right. Ball's going to be marked on the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Wildcats. 4:38 left, third quarter. Be another good win for the Bearcats tonight as we get ready for Carroll County next week, as there's going to be some vindictive play trying to get back at them for their loss last year.
Well, that was a really disappointing loss for KCD. You know, it's a game that, you know, they could just never get started. It was just it was almost like mentally they weren't into the game. So I'm sure the KCD Bearcats will be fired up to play Carroll County next week.
Carry for the Wildcats was by number 10, Trevin Tarpon. Well, you're right about that, and I can think distinctly about a particular play that happened to the ball game where there was a punt return that was called back. It was a touchdown. Khalil Wilson ran it back for a touchdown, and it was called back for holding, which honestly I never saw the hold, and that was a game factor right there because we would have gone up and held the score right there. But you can't blame it on one play.
No, you can't. I think if you would have talked to Tim Green after the game.
Beautiful catch right there.
Wow, that's not much Jack Pike could do on that one. There's a nice tackle there made by Jake Dickens.
Jake Dickens, a freshman here.
Flag on the play at the 30.
Oh, looks like there's a flag on the play.
Jake, on his first game against Shawnee, recovered a fumble. And he'll be a factor. He's a tough player out there playing as a freshman. So he'll do a good job the more he gets experience he gets in these ball games. That was a nice pass, a little hanging up there a little too much. But when you're experience number 26, Deshaun Standard going against a freshman, it's just a man against a baby, unfortunately. No cut whatsoever. And of course, you've got Jack, who's got a broken hand, basically, and it's tough for him to go up there with one hand and try and break that ball away. But it's still good to see him out there playing.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
Ball's going to be brought back. Looks like it's going to be marked at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like a personal foul, I think. Kevin, did you see a personal foul on that? Yeah, it was a personal foul, and I think it was probably a block after the play or a hit after the play because where the flag was thrown, it was nowhere close to the action. So
3:33 left in the third quarter. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball's going to be marked on the 24-yard line. Wildcats on the move. Number 13, Tyrone Stallard in the shotgun position. When he handed off.
Oh, Christian Cox almost got him in the backfield.
Looks like
number 2.
Jordan Leonard.
Jordan Leonard, yeah.
Oh, Zach Byron. Correction.
Was it 28?
Yeah, it was 28. Zach Byron that was able to make that tackle right there. Only allowed the Wildcats to have a gain of 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd down 8.
Michael, I think the coaching staff at KCD's really got to be high on this Christian Cox. The first game he comes in as a true freshman.
Right.
He has to start at offensive tackle.
Because of Ben Rice not being able to play.
I think it was a little bit of both Ben Rice and one of the other starters was not available. I think there was a disciplinary issue with missing practice. So he stepped in and played well. Nice to see him getting some time out here on the varsity team, too, this week. Nice run there by Trayvon Tarpon again. And it looks like the tackle for KCD was made there by Jacob Pfeiffer.
You're correct. 5'10 junior, 134 pounds. He did do a nice job right there, keeping him from going into the end zone. 2:36 left, third quarter.
That almost looked like that old Earl Campbell, Isaiah Robertson run.
Again,
but take some guts to stand in.
Reference. Now we're referring to Earl Campbell. Man, Bob, I tell you, you're really dating yourself. Going way back.
I watch a lot of ESPN Classics.
That's sad, then. Is your marriage getting boring?
No, it's better than ever.
Just keep your wife from bringing a soccer blanket to a football game. I would appreciate that.
She does that every game.
Nice fake right there from the quarterback. It's going to go in for a touchdown.
All right. Yeah, so a touchdown there by
I didn't see who the player was.
I think it was 13. I think it was the quarterback, Tyrone Stallard.
Yeah, you're right.
And a really hard block on the play. Very clean. But number 7, Terrence Weaver, really put a hard hit on Jack Pike there. Hopefully Jack's okay.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Jack. That's the kind of play you get a little worried he could injure his hand a little more, and then he's definitely going to be out because he is the leading tackler for the special teams. So 158.
Yeah, that block looked a lot like a couple years ago. Warren Sapp put a hit on Chad Clifton for Green Bay, and it was marginally dirty, and that one was kind of the same way. It was not necessary. The guy was already in the end zone.
You saw that a couple of times last night. The college officials are getting very strict about that as the Wildcats are going to go after a point after attempt. It's going to be no good, intended for number 7. Terrence Weaver.
And turnabout is fair play. So Jack Pike got a hit back on number 7, Terrence Weaver. So,
but if you watched the ball game last night, great ball game, Vanderbilt against South Carolina on ESPN. You saw that Vanderbilt has a tough defense. They've always had very good defenders there, hard-hitting kids, but they've got some kids there that'll really knock you.
Wow.
And if it's any semblance of going after the head, which a couple were somewhat questionable as far as I'm concerned, but they were hard hits, and, of course, the helmets came off. A lot of those helmets came off a couple of times. But that's one thing they're trying to watch out, make sure that we're not getting any unforced injuries to players that are defenseless. So I kind of like that, but it takes a little bit of the excitement in football away.
Yeah, the one thing that was interesting about the game last night, Michael, was as I was watching the game, KCD's own Matt Alston was the lead official, the lead referee for the game last night.
Correct.
And he's consistently rated as the premier SEC referee. And you'll see him a lot in the postseason at SEC championship games and BCS bowl games. So always good to see a KCD representative out there in a college football game.
Well, I got an email. Didn't win the championship at Gray Oaks, but he is responsible for the football genes to David Holtgrave. So
who in the heck is sending that message?
Bearcats are going to take the ball on the 26-yard line. Well, let's call it 27. Minute 50 left in the third quarter. Blake Phillips will check in on the offensive side again for the Bearcats, see if they can move the ball again. So it looks like there's a little bit of a family disagreement here, Bob Holtgrave. I'm not sure if you can explain yourself on air or not, but
I think that's an issue between David and Judy Long there. David Long is bragging to me, and then there's Judy trying to trying to balance what Dave's telling me. The truth, I bet Mike is somewhere in the middle.
I don't know if truth has ever come out of your body. If you'd like to have a shout-out, don't hesitate. bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. Email me, bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com.
Oh, nice complete pass there to Zach Vine, but he's immediately tackled there by number, what is that, 38? Michael, I couldn't
32.
see him. 32.
And, of course, we don't have his name.
Yeah, 32 is not
don't
on the
have
Waggener
slightest
roster.
idea who he is. But it's going to go for a loss. Looks like about 4.5 yards, so we'll call it 4. It'll be second down 15 for the Bearcats.
So, again, it looks like KCD sticking with their second-string offense here, led by Blake Phillips, a quarterback.
They got Christian Coxon, Denny Smith.
Yeah, 61 is Denny Smith,
August
right?
Blocker.
August Blocker's in.
Blocker.
Great.
62 is Denny Smith. And then 79, Max Bennett over on the end. Officials called
This looks
timeout.
like it could be a delay of game again.
Yeah,
Yeah, whenever you
it's
see
gonna be
that back
delayed.
judge throw that flag, you can be pretty assured that it's delay of game.
Correct. 58 seconds left in third quarter. Wildcats just scored their second touchdown, so the 12 comes from 2 touchdowns. No point after attempts, 2-point conversions that did not go through, so that's where you get the 12. We've had touchdowns on every score with the exception of 1 field goal. Pass is going to go incomplete. Intended for number 7, Jacob Pfeiffer.
You know, Michael, looking over at the KCD sidelines, you know, this half I don't think Jordan Duff's played, which is good. I mean, I don't think you don't want to risk an injury,
Not at all.
but he's with shoulder pads off, so I hope he's okay. Did Coach Beam say anything about?
No, it didn't say about any injuries at halftime. Neither did Coach Jones.
Okay,
so
good.
I would assume it's just basically the heat. He's done for the night.
Okay, I hope you're right.
Yeah, exactly. Going to be a run play for the Bearcats. Not much room there. He's going to get about 2 yards. It's going to be fourth down as the clock continues to run, coming towards the end of the third quarter. 40 seconds left. Ball be marked at the 21-yard line.
Looks like Jackson Alford's back in punt position.
Back to receive for the Wildcats. Number 4, Kevin Birdsong, and looks like, I can't tell, the other young player back for the Wildcats.
I think that's Brandon Cutler back there, number 24.
All right. We'll stick with that. Sounds good to me. And the Bearcats just going to let the clock run out as the end of the they kick it. That's the end of the third quarter, so we'll not see a return right there as the ball goes the wrong way, unfortunately, and there is a flag on the play. I tell you, you get to a point you wish the referees would just swallow their flags. I don't have any idea what happened there.
Yeah, I don't even see the flag. Is it right there at the 20-yard line?
Just a minute. I'm focusing on the cheerleading right here. CATS. I really like that cheer. Another sideline infraction. What's going on? I mean, do we have to call that every time? I don't care who's it against. Stop calling the sideline infraction. This is ridiculous. I mean, is it really that big of a deal? The score is 46-12. I don't care who's on the field. I might run out there in a minute.
There you go. There's the call out for the Waggener cheerleaders.
Yes, absolutely. CATS. I do like that. Say that cheer one more time for me. All right, well, we're still waiting for the officials to officially call the sideline infraction. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, so they're going to take the ball back to the 45-yard line. That is the end of the third quarter. Third quarter is being brought to you by 852 FX Sports Video and Live Streaming and iHigh.com. Well, correction. The ball is going to be taken back to the 45-yard line. Oh, I'm sorry. They're changing the field position, so the ball's going to be marked at the 45-yard line of the Bearcats. It'll be 1st and 10 at the start of the fourth quarter. Can't say enough thanks to our sponsor tonight, Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Office is located right next to the Oxmoor Center off of Shovelville Road. 502-329-5006. This is the last play of the third quarter with that penalty. It's going to be a run play. He's got some room. 26 has got it out there. Not a tackle right there. He's still running on his feet. He's got some more room to run right there. He's going to go down right around the 20-yard line.
Tackle there by Jack Pike.
Jack Pike, exactly. He's gingerly gets up with that hand hanging out there way on top of him.
Hey, let's give a shout out. We got Connor Caldell, our backup kickoff specialist in the game. I think this is the first time Connor's played in a football game. They asked him to be the backup kicker for kickoffs, and he didn't like sitting on the sidelines, Michael. He wanted to get out there and hit somebody. So number 15, Connor Caldell is in.
I don't like sitting on the sidelines. Can I suit up right now? Good run right there for the Wildcats. Tackle's going to be by number 62, Denny Smith. I'm not sure if the Wildcat player is going to be able to get up. He looks like he's getting a little problem with his muscles there, getting a little strained. So that's number 10.
Yeah, number
Wildcat.
10 is Trevin Tarpon.
Yeah, Trevin. He's going to have to check out of the ball game. But, with this kind of heat here, that's what happens third quarter, fourth quarter. You start having the spasms in your calves. And, well, once you get one, you're almost done. That's a good rhyme right there.
That is a good rhyme.
If you'd like to give a shout-out, don't hesitate. We certainly have had some smart aleck ones, but certainly glad to do that for you. Email me at bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. Another flag on the play. Surprise, surprise. Must be another sideline infraction. I say they called sideline infraction against both teams. Let's just move the ball both ways.
And make it offsetting penalties.
It's going to go against the Wildcats, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Second down. 10:43 left in the fourth quarter. Bearcats are leading 46-12. Wildcats have pretty much left in their first team this whole ball game, whereas the Bearcats have the luxury of putting
Connor Caldell in on his first tackle.
Who had that? Yeah, Jake Dickens, freshman. Does a nice job out there. Tough little kid. Scott Barbie Dickens very proud of that young man out there as a freshman. Clock's running. Just a little over 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Wildcats have the ball on the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal. Going to be another run play. He's going to be a touchdown.
Looks like a touchdown there for Waggener.
Yeah, it's going to make it 46-18, 10 minutes left. So letting them score a little bit here, but, you got the first team against a bunch of freshmen and sophomores now. So you're going to expect this. So see if they go after another 2-point conversion here for the Wildcat side. They set up in their offense. Bearcats in their defense. 62, Denny Smith. 79, Max Bennett. 72, Christian Cox.
It's like going to be a running play, Michael, to number 5.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get it.
Side right there.
Nice play
Does a
there.
nice job. Max Bennett with that tackle right there.
Very nice play by Max Bennett.
Yeah, 79. Did a good job right there. Put 2-point conversions, no good. That's going to remain the score, 46-18. 10 minutes left in the ball game. We're going to take a quick break. This ball game is being brought to you by Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Office is located at Oxmoor Center, 502-329-5006. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Shout-outs, send them to me. Bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. Email me, bluegrassmedical@hotmail.com. Zach Fine, number 28's got the ball. He's running out to the 25-yard line. A nice little gain right there. Going to get it out. The ball's going to be marked on the 26-yard line of the Bearcats. 9:55 left in the ball game. 46-18 is the score. Bearcats are containing that commanding lead. Beautiful night down here. Louisville, Kentucky on the campus of Waggener.
A little bit of breeze working as it's getting a little bit later. It's nice.
Unfortunately, the weekend's not going to be nice, though. I tell you, Saturday, Sunday, going to be some threatening storms, and then Monday as the remnants of the Hurricane Isaac's coming through. Kevin Stammerman, certainly do appreciate you blowing on me. I would appreciate if you keep your breath to yourself. I don't want to know that your wife is out of town. So 9:55 left in the ball game. Blake Phillips checks back in. JV team is taking over the offensive side.
Yeah, it'd really be nice to see Blake Phillips get some positive plays here to get some momentum working.
I agree with you. Yeah, instead of doing the run play, let's see a little pass coming out of the young man. I know his father would love to see that. Going to be another run play. He's going to go down for a loss right there. Number 18, Jack Pike, with that run right there. One of the highlights tonight, number 88, Khalil Wilson, able to break the receiving record. He has now the record for most receptions for the School of Kentucky Country Day. Congratulations to him. I know his mother's very happy about that, and he's had a great career here at Country Day.
Yeah, he definitely has. You know, he's he really embodies what KCD wants out of an athlete. He's a great student. He really gets the most out of everything that he has. He's a two-way player, and
yeah, you're correct.
He's really great.
Number 18, Jackson Alford on that carry again. Not much of a gain, if any, right there. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 for the Bearcats. 8:50 left in the ball game. Bearcat fans, keep in mind, next week we will be broadcasting live starting at 7:15 on 852 FX and iHigh.com from Carroll County. That's going to be a real grudge match. Last year we lost to Carroll County by less than a touchdown, if I remember correctly. And,
yeah, it was a nail biter.
It'll be our first test of the year.
A little handoff there to Zach Vine. Not much up the middle there. Michael, I think you got a text there.
Yes, I do. Michael, Katie Holtgrave here. You sound hot on high. Wow. Well, let me tell you, I'm looking right now through my binoculars, Katie Holtgrave, and you look hot tonight, too. So, can I say that on high school?
How dare she send you that text?
Well, Bob, I'm a lot hotter than you are. I will have to say, I look at myself, my gosh, I say every morning, it's not the greatest day of my life like my dad says. I say, Michael Bennett, you're hot.
Your dad always does say that, doesn't he?
I was talking to at our usual pregame meal as the snap, not too great of a snap, but he does a nice
what a punt.
Kicking that ball all the way to the 48-yard line. It's going to bounce
Alford, what a play.
Yes, it was. Oh, nice bit of dancing right there for this young man. It's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. Nice play right there by number 4, Kevin Birdsong. He's done a nice job tonight. He's made some plays by himself.
Yeah, that's right. It should have been a penalty. It should have been roughing the kicker.
No, well, the difference there, though, no, it shouldn't be roughing the kicker because of the fact that the kicker still had the ball in his hands.
Oh, you're probably right.
The ball hadn't been kicked at that point.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like is number 32 on Waggener there. We don't have a reference to a name, but again they took he took another cheap shot at one of the KCD guys, totally out of the play, blindsided him, you just hate to see anybody get hurt like that.
Well, that's the very reason
and
I
the
agree.
thing is KCD's trying to take the high road and take their starters out, and that's the second or third cheap shot that Waggener has had with a borderline dirty block on somebody that's not even in the play.
And again, that's where I agree with Coach Jones.
So, maybe
that's why you
just
take
put
out the starters.
Maybe you put them in and you run the score up.
No, that would be the biggest mistake of the life of the coaching staff right here. You don't do that because of the fact, I'm going to disagree with you strongly. Doesn't matter what they're doing out there on the field. The referees have to take control of this ball game, because if you do have your starters back in there, they're still going to continue to make those types of plays and take a chance at injuring one of your key starters.
Well, Michael, I don't know if I agree with that. I think the thing is that you don't want to put players in a situation where they're going to get hurt. And, these guys are just feasting on these young kids, and they wouldn't feast on them if they were their size. So I'd like to see somebody take a hit to 32 like he just delivered a hit to one of our guys. Yeah, the JV players are getting abused here.
Well, they are, but that's how you learn. That's how you become a tough player. And I know we disagree right now, but I'm worried.
I agree to disagree.
I don't like U of L.
We should take this to Kevin Stammerman and see what his take on it is.
Oh, Kevin's on your side. Give me a break. Good little scramble right there. It's going to go in for their first 2-point conversion. That's going to make it 26-46. So the Bearcats are continuing to lead by 20 points with 7:22 left in the ball game. But we're going to take a quick break.
So wait, Michael, one thing that's going to be interesting is it looks like we're putting our starters back out there. So I think Coach Jones agrees with me, Mike. Let's get a touchdown here, and let's give back a little bit of punishment to the Waggener Wildcats.
All right, well, let's take a quick break. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network.
Oh, you gotta love Michael Bennett and Bob Holgrave going at it on Bearcat TV. This is Kevin Stammerman with 852FX on iHigh.com, using the lovely service of the Verizon 4G mobile hotspot in order to bring you live coverage here at the campus of Waggener High School in Louisville, Kentucky. We're about to get kickoff for the Wildcats. Here's the score's 26-46. I'll turn it back over now to Michael Bennett.
Yes, I am the adopted Bearcat caller. I don't know. Dick Ayler, I just learned last night from FYI, is the, what is he called? The announcer for the Bearcat Nation. I guess I'm the adopted one, voice of the Bearcats. But
Here
it's
we go.
going to be
Jordan
kicked off
up with the ball.
Yeah, Jordan's going to dance around. Not much room to run right there. Nice tackle on the Wildcat side by number 21. He's got a big cast on
and here
his
comes
wrist right
the starting offense for the KCD Bearcats, Michael.
Well, here's a name for you. 21. John
and
Queese,
Robert Schultz is back on the field, Michael.
John Queese Grady. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of John Queese. So that's an interesting name right there. I'm glad I don't have to spell it. But tonight's game is being brought to you by Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Starting teams back in. Robert's going to give it to Jordan Duff, but they're going to call. I'm sure it's another sideline penalty, but we'll have to see. I'm telling you, before the end of the game, I'm running down there.
Time out there by Waggener.
See if they'll throw a penalty against the announcer. But Patricia's office is located next to Oxmoor Center. Their team has over 50 years combined investment management experience. Their goal is to protect and grow their clients' money, which is in times like today means their clients can actually relax and watch the football game. With the 20-point game, I'm relaxing somewhat, but I certainly would like to have something to drink. I don't know where my water went. They came up here and said, hey, would you like some water? And I'm like, yeah, and he's probably down there saying psych. Oh, yes, okay, well. But if you have any sleepless nights, they would be glad to talk to you. Patricia Bennett, office number 502-329-5006. 502-329-5006. This game is also being brought to you by 852FS Sports Video and Live Streaming and iHigh.com. Certainly do appreciate Verizon 4G LTE mobile internet helping with this broadcast. Well, everything, if you're not here, is half off at concession. Man, I sure would like to have something for free. I'd love a water. 7:15 left in the ball game. Bearcats are leading 46-26. Robert Schultz back in the shotgun position. Isaiah Brent's the lone setback. He's back out to pass. It's going to be, it's close. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Jordan Duff or Tommy Stafiri.
I think it was Tommy Stafiri.
As number 33, Tommy Stafiri. So it's going to be 2nd and 10, 7:10 left in the ball game. At this point in time, I get kind of tired and ready to go home because I am hungry. I tell you, nothing like something free to eat. Concessions are 50% off right now. If you're close by the stadium here at Waggener, come by quickly. Everything's half off. Get you a hamburger. I don't care if you're from Connecticut or Naples, Florida. Come up here. You got about 30 minutes left in the ball game.
I tell you what, Waggener concession stand has one of the best steak and potato dinners you could have.
Jordan pass. It was a beautiful pass. Jordan just wasn't able to bring it back in. He had his shoulder pads off a little earlier. Thought he was done for the night, but he quickly got him back on. He's back in the ball game. Starting teams out there: Khalil Wilson, Tommy Stafiri, Isaiah Brents, and Jordan Duff. 7:04. Bearcats leading by 20.
Yeah, so Michael, now it's not a running clock anymore either. So the clock has stopped. So
yeah, we're playing around here. And yes, you are right, Kevin Stammerman. They do know I want to eat, so they've slowed the game clock down. Hopefully able to call a couple of more sideline penalties, I'm sure. Quick little jump right there for Isaiah Brents. He's got some room to run. He's out to the 45-50, dances around, gets inside the 45-yard line right there as the Wildcats are able to bring him down. It's going to be a good first down for the Bearcats. 6:54 left of the ball game. Isaiah did do a nice dance job right there. He's gotten some good yardage tonight, and you can tell those ankles are not hurting him.
No, that was a nice play. I think that's another new play in the playbook, as you talked about before the game, Michael.
Quick pass.
It's almost like the old Statue of Liberty play to some extent. You drop back to a pass and you stick it in the gut of the receiver back there in pass protection. He takes off and got a nice run out of that.
Well, you see the different dynamic right there that Isaiah brings to the ball game. It's not just pass, pass, pass. Now we got this good running game that's going to be complete to Tommy Stafiri.
Tommy Stafiri. Oh, that's a face mask right there.
No, I think he got about a shirt, but it's going to be tackle from number 5, Marquise Nelson. Whatever happened to names like John Smith, Michael Bennett, or anything like that? So make it really tough for me to say these days.
I tell you what, the Waggener PA guy does a great job here. There's some tough names on this sheet, and he handles them very proficiently.
Well, I'm not making fun of it, but I've never heard of a name like John Queese. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a tough one to say. Does a good job. He's had some good plays tonight. So Roberts under center, back to pass again. Pump fakes it. It's going to be out there.
Nice catch, Khalil. Beautiful
yes,
catch.
He is.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to be brought down, forced out of bounds at just outside the 13-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Beautiful pass right
really
there by
nice
Robert.
Play. Nice pump fake. Got Isaiah or got Khalil open and hit him with a nice pass. Nice coverage there by Waggener too.
Yeah, it was. It really was. 6:01 left. It's going to be first down for the Bearcats as the first team offense comes back out. Definitely a great job tonight by Khalil Wilson. I know that young man's happy breaking the KCD receiving record tonight. Hopefully he'll get a football for it. Definitely his name will be engraved by our good coach Bill Beam. Hall of Fame.
Quick pitch to Jordan Duff. Oh, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
And an easy touchdown. So, Michael, the moral of the story here is pretty simple.
Touchdown, Bearcats!
Don't cheap shot the JV guys or you're going to get a dose of a touchdown.
That's right. Yeah. I still disagree with you. I don't care what you say. I will never agree with Bob Holtgrave. I do agree with his wife's comments. Yes, I do look sexy and hot. What else can you say? 5:41, we're 52-26. I got to have a little liberty. The FCC is not guarding this microphone from me. It is on the Internet. That touchdown's brought to you by 852FX Sports Video and Live Streaming and iHigh.com. Number 88, Khalil Wilson checks in. Long snapper is number 65, Travis Abrams, as
nice snap,
Big Gravy
nice
gets it up.
And,
it's good.
Again.
Another 50-yard point after attempt, making the score 53-26, 5:41 left in the ball game. We will have a running clock after this, I'm assuming, I hope.
No, it's
not
usually
40 point.
I think it's 35, actually.
We have an injured player On the field, that's an injured Waggener player. Can't tell who it is. But with that, we're going to take a quick break. This is Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Don't have him. 65. Do you know who he is? 55. 5:41 left in the ball game. Injured player for the Wildcats is number 55, Deshaun Gaines. He's a junior, 6'3", 285 pounds. I'd say more like 295 at least. I'd hate to buy dinner for that young man. He would pack it in. Although I'm guilty of that as well, but I'd tell you he'd be an expensive dinner. I'd take him to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Then it wouldn't cost you as much. But I'd hope that young man's okay. He played a tough game tonight as the Bearcats are leading 53-26 after the two-point conversion. David Holtgrave checks in. I'm surprised Mark Holtgrave hadn't checked in yet for a kickoff.
Yeah, what they do for the backup kicking is Connor Caudill kicks off and Mark does the field goals and extra points. But, I guess when Coach Jones decided to go with the varsity, he went all the way in with the varsity. So that one should be in the end zone.
Yeah, it's going to be a touchback. Number 4, Kevin Birdsong tried to bring that out, but unfortunately it very simply went into the end zone, which touchback, you cannot return those kickoffs per rules of the state of Kentucky.
KHSAA rules. Breaks the plane to the end zone, can't be brought out.
Cats will take over on their own 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
So we got our first-string defense in there, too,
do.
Michael.
Yeah. Emilio Zayas.
I do remember somebody in this booth saying we may just do that. I'd like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
I'm sorry, Bob, what did you say? I didn't hear what you said. I'm trying to concentrate on the ball game. Oh, big play
nice
right there
by Cam Sample and Emilio Estevez. You got me saying it, Emilio Zayas.
Yeah, Emilio's helmet came right off. Tough hit right there. Emilio's going to run off the field as he has to put his helmet back on, but not certain who's checking in for him. I haven't seen anybody run out yet, but here he comes. Denny Smith, number 62, is going to check in for Emilio. 5:30 left in the ball game.
Yeah, Denny Smith's a sophomore, and
yes.
He's getting some nice playing time today.
Yeah, he has. Tough kid. His little brother's quite the player as well.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah, he plays on the 5th and 6th grade team and does a really nice job. Number 13, Tyrone Stallard, under center for the Wildcats. Back to pass. It's going to be almost intercepted. Jordan Duff is jumping up and down the nose. He had a clean interception right there.
Nice pressure applied there by
Yeah,
Ben Rice and Collier Clay. And, yeah, that was really close to an interception there for Jordan. He doesn't drop those usually.
Denny Smith checks back out. I believe Emilio's back in.
I think he had to get his helmet fixed.
Exactly. Runs over there to Kevin Sample, who's our longtime equipment manager and father of Cam Sample. Trevor's back into the shotgun position.
Cam Sample's coming on a blitz. Ben Rice
has got, it's going to be complete.
By the quarterback there, number 13, Tyrone Stollier completing the pass to number 10, Trayvon Tarpon.
Jordan Duff does a nice job of coming in there quickly and handling that. 4:40 left in the ball game. He did a great job. He was in there before you knew he was there.
Oh yeah,
it's just a good example of the speed that young guy has.
Absolutely. And then from a rush perspective, it looked like a jailbreak there, Michael. It looks like we sent everybody. That was a Bob Redmond blitz right there.
That's right. Gain of 6 yards. It's going to be 4th down 4 for the Wildcats. Back to receive for the Bearcats, number 88, Khalil Wilson, the record breaker tonight. I know he was a little disappointed last week not being able to break his record because he had a lot of family here, but doesn't matter. He broke it tonight. His averages, as we see another penalty on the field, delay a game, or a legal substitution there against the Wildcats. But I know the statistics say it all. They're doing a lot better. Robert Schultz, Khalil Wilson, the rushing is exceeding the 2011 statistics, and numbers don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming, I haven't seen the statistics yet. I hadn't seen Coach Maone tonight, but I'm assuming Isaiah Brents or the rushing, it's got to be well over 100 yards tonight.
Yeah, he's got to be close to it, you would think. Oh, almost another block punt there. The Waggener kicker gets it away. And Khalil should stay away from it.
Wisely stays away. He thought about it for a second, but the ball's going to be marked on the 49-yard line of the Wildcats. It's going to be 1st and 10 for KCD. 3:30 left in the ball game. Bearcats have a commanding lead, 53-26.
Now, Michael, I would have expected them to bring the second-string quarterback.
No, I expect to keep the first team. No, I disagree with you. I think they should keep the first team out there. I'm just kidding. You're right, Bob. They did the right thing. They were manhandling the JV, I will admit it. And much as I like to see the JV out there,
I enjoy seeing them out there too. I just don't, there's a balance. You want to get them playing time, but you don't want to get them hurt either. So
Jordan Duff's got a ball, doing a great job.
Leading the block.
Zach Amelia's running down that field, did a beautiful job of blocking for him.
By Jordan Duff. Oh, and a late hit. A late hit there.
Oh, I tell you, I've never seen Matt Jones and Ed Long run down there so fast in my life. They're upset about that penalty right there, and there's the reason right there.
Yeah, there's arguments both sides. I'd say the difference, Michael, is the guys on the field now can defend themselves. The JV guys can't, and when you're getting cheap shotted and hit the way they were getting hit, I just don't think it's worth it. You want to get them experience, but you don't want to get them hurt.
Well, I tell you, in all seriousness, Coach Jones and Coach Long and Coach Beam were all down there running just as fast as Jordan Duff, saying, listen, the officials got to protect these players. And
absolutely.
Sometimes this is not just the opposing team's fault, but I blame it on officials as well, that they're letting the game get out of their hands.
So here's a steady diet of Isaiah Brents, I think, right here, Michael.
That's right.
No, Tommy Stafari, same thing.
He's going to go in there easily. Touchdown, Bearcats.
Maybe not. Did he not get in? No,
they're not giving it to him, so he's going to be short, just short of the goal line. So it's going to be 2nd down goal. 3 minutes left in the ball game. Oh, okay, apologize. It's going to be 1st and goal at basically the 1-inch line. 3 minutes left. First team is back in. We're going to see a punch in right here.
Yeah, I think this is Isaiah Brents.
Put that score to 60-26. Roberts under center. Isaiah the lone setback.
No, they're going to throw it.
It's complete.
Khalil Wilson touchdown. Wow.
Record-breaker touchdown, Bearcats. 2:33 left as the score is now 59-26. He's really broken the records tonight. Young man's done a great job. David Holtgrave checks in. A record breaker to hold the ball for the point after attempt.
Well, I tell you what, it's a definite luxury for KCD this year to have Tim Green up in the booth helping.
Yes, it is. I agree with you. It makes it for a nice transition, not only for the coaches but also the players. Have you remaining your former head coach out there as a point after attempt is good. David Holtgrave's been 100% for all his point after attempts and field goals tonight, so he's really added to the ball game. So score with 2:33 left, 60 KCD. Waggener Wildcats 26. We're going to take a quick break after these messages. Come back for the remaining 2.5 minutes of Bearcat football. Next week, 7:30, Carroll County at Carroll County. Certainly we'd love to have as many Bearcat fans as we can attending that game. Just a short drive halfway up to Cincinnati. This is the Kentucky Country Day Football Network.
With just 2.5 minutes left to go, we're just going to stay right here. But this is Bearcat TV, brought to you by 852FX, using the Verizon 4G LTE mobile hotspot.
Next week against a good Carroll County team. So,
very true.
So in some regard, it's kind of nice to see him get back on the field. You didn't want it to happen the way that it happened, but it gets them more reps and probably gets them more prepared to play 4 quarters next week.
Well, you're right, because you definitely don't want to get out of shape when you're not playing a whole game. And Coach Jones, as I've mentioned before a couple of times, and he'll mention all week this week, you're going to hear 2 things. We want to play for 48 minutes. And we want to see how we handle adversity. Those 2 things, if we can handle those 2 things, we're going to have a great season the remainder of this year. So Carroll County's the true first test. We'll be on 852FX and iHigh.com starting at 7:15 next week. Be sure to be able to make that game if you're
oh, what a play by Jordan Duff. That was beautiful.
He just took it upon himself to go tackle him. He did.
Yeah.
He said, listen, that's enough of that run right there.
Yeah, I think, you get slammed out of bounds on a late hit on the previous possession.
He's motivated.
Payback time.
That's right. He's motivated. I'm going to make some hits out here. And, of course, he came from 10 or 15 yards away and beat everybody there. That was a lot closer and made the tackle. So, plays good for a gain of 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down 6 for the Wildcats of Waggener. Certainly do appreciate everybody that's joined us tonight. Next week, 7:15 against Carroll County. Also appreciate tonight's sponsor, Merrill Lynch, specifically the team of Patricia Bennett, Tony Bellucci, Heather Poole, and Melissa White. Office located next to Oxmoor Center. High snap right there. Ball's going to go incomplete. It's going to be 4th down 6 for Waggener. If you'd like to contact Patricia or any of her team, you can contact her by her phone number at 502-329-5006. Again, that's 502-329-5006. Their goal is to protect and grow their clients' money, which in times like today means their clients can actually relax and watch the football game tonight. If you have any sleepless nights, they would be glad to talk to you. I have sleepless nights, but it's for other reasons, not because of football or my financial situation.
Hey, you're married to a financial analyst. You're in good hands.
Yeah, I got 2 teenagers. That's what keeps me up at night.
All right, we got a different punter back for Waggener.
No, it's the same one. That's the same one. He's kicked it a couple times. Oh, it is.
It's
26.
Yeah, no, 26. That's the showing standard. He hasn't kicked yet. I thought that
he's kicked a couple of times.
He has? Okay.
Yeah. Take your blind glasses off and be able to see. I mean, your age is really starting to show. Pat Benatar, Earl Campbell, and now you can't see the player's number. Bob Holtgrave, I tell you, this might be your last game. Ball's going to be marked at the 50-yard line. First
Hey,
and
look
10
who's
Bearcats.
talking, taking a kid from Waggener to a buffet dinner? Come on, Michael. What the heck? That's not appropriate.
Okay. Go Big Blue.
BLEW.
1:22 left in the ball game. Bearcats' first
Robert
team
Schultz
offense
back
comes
in.
back. Yep, he's out there. He's going to take a knee. That's going to be the end of the ball game right there. Just about a couple more plays.
Times, yep.
Well, I'm going to hand it over to you, Bob Holtgrave,
Okay.
and I'm going to run down the
Okay.
field. Enjoyed tonight.
Sounds
Good ball game
Hey,
tonight.
it was fun. Good work, Michael, as always. All right, so as Michael gets prepped to go out on the field to talk to Coach Jones, we'll bring you the last. Kevin and I will bring you the last minute of the game here. We expect Robert Schultz to take another knee here. So looks like it's second down and 14, and just let's take the snap here and take a knee. That's Roberts under center and takes the snap and takes the knee. So that should about do it, I think. So a good win for KCD. They open the season 3-0. Next week they go to Carroll County and take on a very formidable opponent. It seems like over the last 2 or 3 years we tend to split with them. So we lost to them last year. We won at their place. So I think the visiting team has had more success than the home team in the series recently. So hopefully, as the visitors, we can go in there well prepared and get a critical win next week. So that wraps it up. We got Michael Bennett out on the field. So I think he's going to say something, try to get Coach Jones here. It's like Coach Jones and the coach from Waggener are having a brief conversation here. So players shaking hands at center field. All right, let's take it over to Michael here real quick. Actually, I think we're going to delay on that. I think Coach Jones wants to talk to his team first. Oh, he is. Okay. We'll stay here. So Michael's going to be down on the field here, and may try to get some sound bites from Coach Jones's speech to the football team.
Hey, look now. That's a great job. All right, that's a great job. Give yourself a hand. Let's go. Great job. Now, look, you know as well as I do, that could have been 100. All right, but we try to play with some class. Now, we got people cussing. We got people spitting in our faces. That's hard, man. That's hard. All right, but I thought you guys held your composure well. All right, and you got through one. All right, that was a great job. Now, next week, you know what's coming. Payback. Your day stinking right. All right, and we're starting that today, right now. You understand? All right, those guys have had a whole year, and now they got one coming to them. All right, there's nothing they can do about it. All right, I'm proud of you guys' effort. I'm proud of your enthusiasm. Seniors, I asked you to lead, and you led. All right, I'm proud of you. We're growing up as a football team. That's a very good job. Here we go. Let's get in and sing a song. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Everybody's got to sing now. I'm not the only one singing. Here we go. Get in. We are boys from Where we go, we try our best. Where we go, we try our best. Where we go from town to town. Where we go from town to town. We're starting for that blue crowd. We started for that blue crowd. With mighty Bearcats. Mighty Bearcats. Some get high from smoking grass. Some get high from smoking grass. We get high from kicking ass. We get high from kicking ass. Hey, let's go.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on your third win tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That was a good win against a bigger school. We're proud of it.
Well, you're right. They've got some big players. They're not as in good shape as you had mentioned earlier this week to me, but they have some playmakers on that team, and we were able to do a good job of containing them.
Oh, yeah, I think we did a really good job, and I'm proud of our young guys. You know, they came in and battled. You know, Jordan Leonard had some big hits, and that's what we try to do. And we're up 46-6, and we don't want to embarrass anybody. And, you know, to put our starters back in at the risk of their injury is frustrating. But we got out of it okay.
Yeah, I tell you, not to do any kind of finger pointing, but I've never seen you run down a field so fast in my life. I thought you were faster than Jordan Duff down there.
Yeah, I'm not as fast as him, but I was pretty upset about that one.
I don't blame you, but it's a good game. You're right. The JV came in here, did a nice job. It's a tough way to go. They're going against their first team, and they're going against our freshmen and sophomores, but it was nice to see those guys get in again and get some rest, because I could tell from the sideline Jordan Duff had his shoulder pads off, and then he was ready to come back into this ball game.
Yeah, he's cramping up, and Jordan was out at halftime, you know, and I was told he was out, and Collier Clay and several others, and to have to put him back in is very nerve-wracking, you know. I mean, that's tough. I mean, you know, you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, one thing I noticed about him coming out in this field, he was ready to get back and make some hits on these players that had made some big hits against him and some of the JV players, too.
We have a lot of good football players, and he's one of them, and he's outstanding.
Well, you got to be proud again of that defense, too. They were able to do a really nice job. And they're coming in last week as a team hitting hard, this week hitting hard as well.
Absolutely, and we got to continue that because it only gets tougher next week up at Carroll County.
How are you going to prepare for that team?
We're going to prepare as hard as we can like we always do.
Congratulations. Good luck next week, Coach. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Certainly do appreciate you being with us. This is Michael Bennett coming from the campus of Waggener High School in Louisville, Kentucky. Next week, big game, Grudge Max. We lost to Carroll County last week. We need this win to prove that Country Day is here to stay as a winning program. This is Kentucky Country Day Football Network. Michael Bennett. Join us next week, 7:15 will be our start time, 8:52 FX and iHigh.com. Certainly do appreciate